Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight on this Jarvis's Corner, we have Stu Woolley and Mark Langerich. Maybe Noradin will jump on later, I don't know, but hopefully we will have someone else also coming on, so we will be a full panel. But, guys, tonight we're going to talk about the new appointment. It seems like almost, here we go, from Fabrizio Romano. Michael Carrick is coming in as the new interim manager for the remainder of the season. And I will ask some tough questions tonight. I know his win rate in the championship for Middlesbrough was 45.9%. So if you go by a full season of the Premier League, that gives you about 55, 56 points. So is it good enough for us coming in and having Michael Carrick at this rate? He also brought a defender who's formerly played for Real Madrid. We will talk more about that. And there is a lot to discuss because there have been so many leaks on what actually went on, why they picked Carrick over Ollie. So we will also talk about that. There are some breaking news. Alonso is sacked in Real Madrid. And Real Madrid, as the big club they are, just hired a manager right away. Arbeloa is the new Real Madrid manager, and this is how a big club goes. This is how they work. Man United apparently is going to announce Carrick as an interim in the next 48 hours. 48 hours. Michael Carrick should have been in his office this Monday morning, started to work with the guys, helping them get to know them and getting going and ready for the Manchester City game on Saturday. But this is what we get with our footballing structure. We have Wilcox, we have Ratcliffe and Berada. So, yeah, it is what it is, guys. There is more to talk about. Ruben Neves, apparently linked to Man United again, 20 million. And Conor Gallagher is signing for Aston Villa. Or no, he got hijacked in the last minute. So apparently he's signing for Spurs now. Conor Gallagher, 40 millions. So there's a lot to talk about, and we will do the usual Jarvis's Corner debate on almost everything. I see a lot of people have tuned in. Smash the like, subscribe if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils, and we will be back after the intro. Big up, guys. Welcome to the Jarvis's Corner. Welcome, Mark. Welcome, Stu. Welcome, all the people in the chat. Tom Porter, Yalam Almin, Catherine Nonsense McDade. We have Danny B in the house. We have I Am Titanium, Belal, all coming in with the super chat already. A £1 super sticker. Thank you so much, I Am Titanium. We will talk about it a little bit. I'm just going to say hi to everybody. We have Wopes. We have Rasta Stock. Big up, Serious Fan Bart is in the house. Burba, big up Burba, good to see you. I hope you're well. Let's scroll down. We have the big Johnny K mode coming in. Good to see you, John. Hope you're well, all the way from the US of A. We have Rush Mono coming in strong with Glazes out and Ratcliffe out. Yes, I support that statement, Rush Mono. And also, who else is here? We have Lazoo coming in, and other people have joined in also. So if I forgot to mention your name, I'm sorry. But first of all, let's go to our guests. Mark tuned out, so we will say hi to the one and only Stu Woolley.
How are we, guys? Good evening, everybody. Still pissed about last night, big time. A good night's sleep and a day's work. Well, not really a day's work, but some work. Hasn't really dampened my mood one little bit. So, but apart from that, yeah, looking forward to getting stuck in tonight, pal, to be honest.
Yes.
Really looking forward to getting stuck into it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I try to choose a different angle on what's going on, the highlights.
Yeah.
We're not a news channel. We just state our opinions and debate things. So, my angle is 45.9%. So what's your take on the 49.9%? 45.9% mark. And welcome to the show, by the way.
Welcome to be back here, but the 49, 45, 46, I don't think any of it really counts. We need a manager who comes in with a 60, 70% record. So Championship football is a hard place to get that kind of record. That's one thing I will say. The Championship is a very, very hard league to get consistent wins in. It's a well-known fact. Some might say it's the hardest league in Europe, outside of the Premier League. So it's one of those appointments none of us really want to talk about. We'd rather be talking about a manager coming in and doing the job properly. So, but it does look like it's going to be Carrick, although the only sort of post I saw was Fabrizio Romero doing his usual, as Stu calls it, just open reporting where he's agreed. Well, he's agreed because Ollie didn't agree. Ollie wanted to take over fully. So there was only one hat in the ring left. So of course he's agreed. But I don't know. It's just going to be an interesting show to see where everyone thinks about it. I really am on the fence. I like Michael Carrick, but his style of football does not suit our players and the United way. So it'll be interesting.
That's an interesting take, because I also have the same feeling when it comes to Michael Carrick. I read up about him. I tried to figure out what was going on at Middlesbrough. And for me, what I can see, is he likes to control games. He's set up in a 4-2-3-1. He likes to play out from the back. He likes to push the centre backs wide, push the full backs up high, drop a midfielder down, play with the back three when we build up, try to control the game, keep the ball, recycle the ball, don't cross for volume, cross when the chance is there, or you recycle to the other way. And the only weakness in this is when they lose the ball, you're probably quite high with the team, because when he attack, he goes with the 3-2-5. And also one of the pivots can also go. So you go back to the Ten Hag 3-1-6 open spaces again. So what happens if you lose the ball, and everything of this comes down to being able to have control, being able to take care of the ball, find the right solutions, and play with your brain, not just your instincts. And for me, I see this as a difficult task with this group of players, because we know we have Dalot, we know we have Ugarte, we have a lot of these players who are erratic on the ball. They're not calm. They don't act on instructions, and they act on instinct. It's a hot potato most of the time. So I think we will be back to the Ten Hag eras again, with open spaces and transitions a lot of the time. That's my fear, but I hope maybe he can adapt. Maybe he sees this. Stu, what's your take when it comes to Michael Carrick and his tactics? I bet you read up a little bit about him and what he got.
No, I'm not. Look, it doesn't work for me anyway. Anytime you sack a manager, you get an interim in, it's a waste of fucking money, quite frankly, and it's a waste of time that the club just doesn't have. We said it before, we said it again. We said it after Ten Hag, we said it after Ollie, we're saying it now after Amorim. It's the same old cycle. It's the hamster wheel. We got on the hamster wheel and we just continually turn. You look at football clubs around the world, it doesn't matter where they play, they are better run than us, and they operate with a system and a vision and a plan. And we don't. We sack Amorim and then think, oh shit, what do we do now? We constantly piss about, and you're looking at money-making machines, billionaires. Ratcliffe didn't start with millions in the bank, nor did the Glazers. They didn't start with millions in the bank. These are billionaires, these guys, and know how to make money. They know how to operate a business, but they know dick about football. And to me, whether it was Ollie that come in, whether it was Carrick that come in, whether you brought Ratcliffe back in, whether we go and get Xavi Alonso, where are we? Where are we going? Where are we heading? And where are we steering? And this is the big issue for me. So Carrick will come in. He'll probably have a nice little bounce, 2 or 3 games. Probably do okay against City, as it happens. One of those. We probably won't do so well against Arsenal, but we'll probably do okay against City. But the usual cracks will appear. And, everything happens for a reason, doesn't it? But to be brutally honest with you, it's really important to understand that when you're at a club like Manchester United, you're a club like Real Madrid. By the way, Real Madrid is sitting second in La Liga, 4 points off of Barcelona, and it wasn't good enough for Xabi Alonso. And he lost out because of player power. That's how he lost out. He didn't lose by results. It was player power. And it's a similar thing that happened to Amorim, player power. So, at the end of the day, right, Carrick will be in for his second term. Ollie might come in for his second term. Whatever happens between now and tomorrow, I mean, I agree with you. I said last night he should have been in the door first thing this morning. All this dicking about, I just don't fucking get it, quite frankly. I really don't. But is it the right move? People want Michael Carrick. He's an old player, but is it the right move? Is it always the right fucking move? We never make the right move as a football club. We haven't done it for fucking years. Haven't done it for years. So we're not making the right move again. It doesn't matter what we want as fans and whether people agree with me or disagree with me. About bringing Carrick or Ollie back or Roy Keane or fucking Dwight York or whatever. Doesn't matter. We are just not in a position to be stable. You've got to somewhere along the line draw a line. I've said it for years. You have to draw a line under it and then deal with it properly. Start again. Take a deep breath. Start again. Wilcox, you're gone. You're done. You're not doing enough for us. And we'll get a proper sporting director and we'll get a proper technical director and we'll get a proper recruitment director in. And then we'll start looking at proper players. But until we stop this, get off this fucking hamster wheel of mediocrity, then what are we going to do? We're not going to deliver. We're not going to be any better than we were 5 years ago. We haven't moved in 5 years. Since Ollie was gone, we haven't moved. We've moved nowhere. Yeah. We've won the odd game here. We've won the odd trophy there. But we've not been consistent at all. So, look, I wish Carrick all the best. I really do. But, at the end of the day, it was never, ever going to really excite me because I don't see where we can go. Carrick might get us 8 wins. He might get us 10 wins. He might get us 4 wins. Who knows? We can't see into the future. But, I think we'll get a bit of a bounce. But he comes in on Wednesday, maybe Thursday. I mean, Johnny Commode said that the players are off till Wednesday. Off for what? What are you off for? Well, you need a break. For what? What do you need a break for? The players themselves should have said, we'll go into it, we'll be in on Monday and we'll rectify this. So you're off till Wednesday.
Well, where's the leadership team? The leadership team should come in and actually say this if they're serious about this. This is the moment.
Our leadership team have got no balls. It's Bruno, it's Dallo. They haven't got any fucking balls between them.
No.
God knows how they've got kids. They just haven't got any balls between them. They don't know what it means to play for Manchester United. They really don't. They don't understand the history of the club. They don't understand what the fans, want and demand and expect from the club. The board doesn't know what the fans. After all this time, the Glazers still don't get Manchester United. Still don't understand us. Still don't understand the fans. Yeah. After all this time of owning us, they still haven't got a fucking clue, Scooby-Doo, about what the fans want and what they need and what they don't want. But like I say, I don't think it matters who we bring in for the end. I don't want an interim manager anyway. What's the point? You write off the season with an interim manager. I'm going to sign his players. It means we haven't identified the manager that we want. We're not reactive anyway. If you look, the Conor Gallagher one, it doesn't really bother me or upset me too much, but it's an example of Tottenham realising that if we don't act, we're going to be in serious trouble. We're not going to get Europe again. It's Tottenham are backing Thomas Frank. All right, they might sack him in 3 weeks, but at this point in time, potentially
Gallagher is in the door. Yes, 40 million.
40 million. That's fine. Fair play to Atletico. They've got the money, but we've got to, we as fans have got to wise up now and remove the nostalgia from our brains, because nostalgia for me would say get Robbo in charge. You know, he's 80, so no good, or close to, or whatever. But if we don't grow up as a football team and start to mature as a football team and a football club, I mean, Manchester United, it's just going to drop and drop and drop. So I'm not overly excited about Carrick at all. I'll be honest with you. You know me, Jarvis. Anyway, pal, a win ratio to me is irrelevant. It's an irrelevance. I don't care about that. I want to know what he's going to do in 10 games. I don't. You know me, pal. I'm not saying it for the sake of it. I've been consistent on this for years. I'm not interested in stats and things like that, because I want to see what you do in 10 games time, not 20 games before, 30 games before, 40 games before. So I don't think the players are bothered what happens, really. I don't think they really care about what happens, because if they did, we would have put up a bit more of a fight yesterday. And by the way, everybody, it's taken 2 games to Darren Fletcher to come out and call the players out. 2 fucking games. Mm-hmm. That's all it took. They're not mentally strong enough. 2 games. That should tell you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. 2 games. And he wouldn't take
call the players out. He actually called the more experienced players out, i.e. your Brunos, your Dallo, the leadership team, saying they're not leading people forward.
Yeah, he's right. He's absolutely right to do that. And he should do that. And I don't care whether he does. People that have a pop at him, you shouldn't call him out in public. Fucking get on with it. Call him out. They want the adulation. I've said it before, I know, lads. They want the adulation, take the criticism. We have to do it in our everyday work, don't we? You know? So, sorry, Jarvis, rant off.
No. I'm glad you. I'm glad you put on a rant. You know, that's how I like it. You know, speak your mind, speak your truth, and you know, I think we all are fed up with this. And you know, I don't have any excitement for this appointment when it comes to Carrick. You know, I hope that he does well. I hope that he can get us to Europe next season. Even though I'm not very excited about Europa League, if I hear that,
no, you're not. To be fair, you've been consistent.
You know, it's so boring going away and playing useless games and wasting time every Thursday. And we are back to this Sunday, Thursday thing and all of this. You know, I know it's money. I know, Mark, I know we are talking about maybe 150 to 200 million, so something when it comes to all of this, the total package of extra games and prize money and sponsorship money and all of this, you know, so it's worth a lot, but I don't think we have the squad for it. I feel if we play Europa next season, you know, we have to sign at least 7 to 8 players. And you know, we're not going to sign 7 to 8 players. We all know this right now. Like you say, we will sign 4 players at the max. So we're not going to. So we will come into next season if we qualify for Europe and actually go into a tough season where we have to choose between the league or Europa League. And knowing us, we will try to bet on both horses. And when we come to January, the league will be gone, and we will cling our hope on the Europa League. You know, and we have tried this many of times. We know how the merry goes around. I've seen this movie before, so that's why I'm not a big fan of the Europa League. But you know, maybe it's our level. Mark, I want to ask you a question. I don't know if you saw the report coming out from Ben Jacobs about what really went on behind the scenes and why they prefer Michael Carrick. Did you read it, the Ben Jacobs?
You're talking about his interview on the United Stand. It's not an article. It's what he spoke on the United Stand. And
okay. I just read the tweet
about the fact that Ollie wanted the full-time job and Michael Carrick doesn't.
No. Ollie wanted a big bonus if he got Europe, Champions League, and he wanted his coaching team in, and he wanted a big bonus. So it was more about money. And for me, I felt maybe if you go by what Ben Jacobs said, Carrick was the easier solution. And now, you know, the report comes out that he did the better interview. But for me, I feel he was the he was the easiest man to get their will with. Less money spent. And I think this is where they are at the moment. It's all about saving causes and penny pinching with Ineos. So that's just my thoughts. But what's your thoughts on that?
So I see both sides. I'll start with Ollie. If Ollie managed to pull off and get us Europe, which is, from where I feel we're going to drop like a stone down the table because the players just aren't ready for changing systems. They've shown that in the last 2 games. Because we all know we can't play a 4-3-3 anyway, because that's always been our problem. So we're probably going to play a formation of 4-5-1, or 4-2-3-1. But Ollie wants a bonus, right? Give him a bonus. If he's a interim manager and he achieves something and he's asked for money for achieving it, that's good business. If you don't ask, you don't get. But and if anything, he's got a higher pedigree as a manager, which I can't believe I'm saying this, for Michael Carrick, because he's actually more experienced across more teams. Has he done a good job? No. Has Michael Carrick? That's debatable, because it's only one team for him, and like you say, if it's 47%, it's still 50-50. It's still a mid-table team, isn't it? Win half your teams. He could have lost the other half. We did that under Ten Hag. We didn't draw any games. It was win or lose. So it's all about how you look at it. But we talk about Ratcliffe, how he did whatever it took to get the deal done, to go in with the Glazers. You could say Michael Carrick's doing the same thing. I only want a job now to raise my profile and see what I can do at Man United. I won 2 and drew 1 when I was caretaker. I can go get another job in the Premier League by just managing you until the summer. Don't worry about the money, because he knows he'll make the money if he does a good enough job. It's media spin, and it always is. But people in the chat are saying about why you guys were going on about Arbeloa coming in at Real Madrid. We don't have that in place. We don't have a B team that we promote the manager from, because they haven't appointed a manager, guys. They've promoted the Castel manager, which is the Real Madrid B team, to the first team. It's not they've gone out and signed someone. It's no different to getting Fletcher and giving Fletcher the job from the 18s. We don't have a reserves. We could give it to our under-21s manager. That would be the same promotion. So you have to know where the managers come from. But we should be... You guys said about the 48 hours, and I was going to ask you this. Do you think they've gone to announce it, and then this Real Madrid thing's gone, well, we're stupid if we don't try and approach him and get him to come in? He plays a 3-5-2, 3-5-1. Sorry. Why wouldn't you approach Alonso and at least test the water before announcing?
It's interesting.
Not a stupid thing to do, is it? Test the water.
It's an interesting thing. I mean, it wouldn't be. Apparently, it was a mutual consent deal, wasn't it? So it wouldn't.
Which normally means you've got somewhere else to go, doesn't it?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been beyond the realms of possibility that somebody's tipped somebody off. That happens in business every day. So
he knew he was getting sacked straight after the game. If he didn't win that because of the league, he hasn't adapted well in Spain. It's not the Real Madrid way, which is the irony I would see. They're not a wing back team, and they don't have the players for playing that for his style of football. I don't believe we have the players for playing Michael Carrick's style of possession-based football that's patient and doesn't put the ball in the box.
Yeah, but
it's everything we complain about.
Well, what's the point of sacking him 4 points off the lead? I mean, they could go on and Barcelona could lose the next 3, Real Madrid win the next 5.
I know, but it's not. How many times have you seen that in Spain, Stu?
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, this is the thing with football. What's happened is Vinny Jr. is pissed off with him, and he's gone in and he's got the ear of the fucking ball because of who Vinny Jr. is.
Yeah,
that's what's happened. And Vinny Jr. doesn't like Mbappe. Mbappe don't like Vinny Jr. So they're all crying. And what's happened is player power's won out there.
And I feel Bellingham's there stirring the pot with the two of them.
Yeah, of course he is. And then player power has won at Manchester United again. Whether we like it or not, the players just didn't want Hammer in there, couldn't adapt, didn't want to adapt. God only knows. It was two of the biggest clubs in the world have allowed their players once again to manipulate and coerce a sacking of a manager. So,
even make that free. Put the World Club champions up there with Chelsea.
Chelsea again, yeah. We don't know where Maresca is. He hasn't turned up anyway. Yeah, he's obviously not going to turn up at our place, which is good, but he hasn't turned up anyway.
I wouldn't doubt Sir Jim talking to him. He loves his Chelsea.
But I mean, Alonso, look, when he was at Leverkusen, everybody was raving about Alonso, and it doesn't matter which league you're in. To go unbeaten in that league, in any league, it's a fucking phenomenal achievement. It really is. So fair play, fair play to him. And then you've got people, well, what do you want to go for him for? He's an ex-Liverpool legend. I'm not saying he's a legend. But why would you go for him? Because he's a Liverpool legend. Hold on. This is managerial. He hasn't managed Liverpool, And we've had Matt Busby, bearing in mind, City and Liverpool.
Yeah.
Worth remembering that, guys. And we adore Sir Matt Busby. I mean, we adore him. We love him with everything we've got as fans.
Well, know the history. Look, Liverpool lent us all those players after the Munich disaster, and rebuilt our team and things like that.
Yeah,
so
that's right. And there's a big connection there. But at the end of the day, whether Alonso is right for us or not, and whether or not he's a hipster manager or not, I mean, Jarvis likes that phrase. Whether he's hipster manager.
Yeah. You know what hipster manager is? It's the hipster's choice.
My choice is
modern.
And will always be Ancelotti.
You're talking about doing something after the summer, after the World Cup.
I'm quite happy to. I would do that. I would deal with it before the World Cup, and I'll get him in after. But I would have his number 2 in place, whoever that may be, Kieran McKenna, Carrick, or whoever. It doesn't really matter. Ready to go in the summer. And when he steps to the door, you shadow him for 2 years. That's what you do. You listen and you learn.
Yeah.
You listen and you learn. You don't put your head above the parapet. You fucking listen to this man, and you take all the knowledge you can. And then when he goes in 2 years' time, you should be ready to keep the momentum going. That's what we have to do. Or we go out and we get a manager like Tuchel. I like Tuchel. Got no issues with him, by the way. No problem whatsoever. I think he'll be okay for us. Or you try and get Nagelsmann, which everybody wants. And I don't want a Nagelsmann, by the way. That's all. I don't know. I just don't see it for me. I don't see that being a fit for us. I
don't think we can get Ancelotti, if I'm honest. I don't think he wants to go to another club like us at his age.
We can't get Ancelotti, but that's the problem.
He went to Everton at one time.
It's his age. That's why he stepped away from Real Madrid and took the international job. He was training up his son to take over from him.
It's not that. We could never get Ancelotti anyway. He wouldn't want to come to us. But we're not blessed with somebody of Ancelotti's stature anymore. They don't exist anymore.
No.
And herein lies the problem. So we're going back.
You also have Gasperini then, because he's like an old man, and I think he's retired or almost retired.
I think they are. You're not going to coerce Simeone. Which would be one of my other choices out of Atletico Madrid. It's just not going to happen.
15 years he's been there now, Studo. So if he was going to go, it's about the time you start thinking about moving on. But again, I don't see United as a stable place for him to move to.
No, I don't. And I don't think he would. But somebody somewhere of that nature has got to think, you know what? There's a big fucking challenge at Manchester United. And I'm the only one that can do it. And he can't be.
Sean just put my 3 up. Xavi, Nagelsmann, and Tuchel. But what do they all have in common, Stu?
Well, I wouldn't take Xavi or Nagelsmann.
No, but what do they have in common? All 3 of those, they're not yes men. So there's
no, Xavi isn't. Nagelsmann, but again, I wouldn't take Xavi. I think Xavi did well at Barcelona. Got no problem with that. But I don't think he would fit us. And plus, we'd have to buy fucking 20 players for him straight away. Not Nagelsmann. Do you know what? I think he's found his niche. I hate to say it. I think he's found his niche where he is. I said actually last night, Mark, I'd go and take Joachim Low.
Yeah.
Like that.
What's he doing in old people's home?
No, I'd take him because ultimately, what have you got? You've got experience. You've got somebody who knows his way around Europe, and the Champions League and Germany, German football. And you get, I take somebody like him. But if we go for a Nagelsmann, he's still a young guy. I don't think he's really achieved or overachieved anything for me. Xavi had that pop in, what was it, Qatar first, then Barcelona?
He took a coaching role, basically, you know, what Qatar is, came back to Barcelona, I think 1.5 seasons, then the whole financial thing hit, and he went, I'm out of it. I can't do my job if you're going to sell my players and restrict me from buying anyone.
He hasn't reappeared. So
he went back to he's in Qatar as well.
That's what I mean. So he hasn't really reappeared. So we're out of options, really. He does, Trev. He just pick his nose and shoves his hand down his cacks as well, a lot, doesn't he? I'm sure there's a big.
Imagine all the headlines with Jockey Love in the realms.
You're absolutely right, Trev. But
it wouldn't look good.
The problem is, he's a competent manager who people are going to respect. Yes, it's all about respect. We've said this before, that when you walk into a changing room, you've got to respect your gaffer. You have to. And if you don't get respect, you know, you've got problems. You've got issues. I've been in changing rooms. I've seen it all the time. So, I was just going to think, we're not going to. The thing is, though, Sean, is again, would we like Emery? You're just not going to come.
He's got no reason to, is he? He's doing his job. He's doing his job as better than he probably anticipated.
No.
Yeah.
So.
I just want to say, you know, I see a lot of, you know, I think it was who was it who said it's like the US election, get to all the skies, you know. This is where we are at the moment. When it comes to Man United, I think our biggest problem is, as I've stated hundreds of times now, the players, the leadership, the director of football, all the directors, and then I think they are not the right men. I don't think they understand Man United. I don't think they know what we are about. I don't think they know the culture of Man United. We got to be clear that Wilcox, he came from Blackburn and Southampton and Manchester City Youth Academy. You have all the money. You have all the money in the world and all the time in the world, and no pressure to produce talents, because you can always buy the top players you need. This is Manchester City. The merry goes around. They are super happy. No problems there.
Yeah, but that's not what he did, Jarvis. He was youth academy, so he was just seeing the youngsters coming up. He didn't have any dealings with that. He only ever dealt with signings at Southampton. He went to Leeds after that, Blackburn, Leeds, then went to Southampton as a coach, and then stepped up to the technical under Russell Martin. He went into technical director. He's never done the role he's doing now in his whole thing. And since he's joined us, he's brought in 9 ex-City coaches.
My point is, we talked about this. I'm in another group chat. I talked with a couple of guys, and you know, I mentioned, I think, and I also had a big chat, long chat yesterday with Helge and Luani. We talked about this, but I think the biggest problem with United right now is we have people in charge who doesn't know what the club is all about. We should have picked a guy like Van der Sar, for example, coming in and being the technical director. Because at least he's been in the club. He knows what we are about. The expectations from the fans, how we are going to play football, what we mean when we shout attack, attack, attack all the time. What it means to have the passion, to get the crowds cheering for a player. We all heard it yesterday when Shea Lacey came on. You know, the expectations. Because this is Man United. Even though he's a young player, it doesn't matter. If you have the right mindset, he is a Man United player through and through, Shea Lacey, how he presented himself in the last couple of games, even though he had the red card yesterday. And my statement is, the leadership of the club, they have a blueprint. They are accountants. They have found out that we can make money off this club if we buy players on their first and second contract, because the resale value will be high. So now the plan is for United to sell players. We've never been about selling players. It's all about selling players. You want to keep their valuation. And you know, this is not about Man United. It's about winning games, winning the leagues, winning Champions Leagues. And also, why do we bring in all these youth players when we have no environment to nurture them? We don't have any environment to nurture them. And then you see now players like, for example, Dogu, young player coming in, lots of critique from the fans, from pundits, all of this. You can see he said in himself in interview, I struggle with confidence issues. You have players like Sesko. Everybody's on his neck right away, only scoring 2 goals the first half of the season. Not good enough. This is the environment. And why do you think we can just bring in a lot of young players and keep on buying young players? And this is what we're going to get. We're going to get big resale values because we are going to be the next Brighton. I don't want to be the next Brighton. That's not Man United. If you think we are Brighton, you are severely mistaken, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, because we are not. Brighton is a good model, but it's not what Man United is about. It's about winning, and you have to have the desire to win and create a title-winning team, and you have to try your best. You have to be bold. You have to go into attack. You have to score a lot of goals and try to control games. But we are not. And this is my biggest problem. Yesterday we saw Shea Lacey getting a red card. There's no leadership from the older players. As you've spoken about this yesterday, Stu. Some of the older players should have taken Shea Lacey after that yellow card to the side and told him, "Calm down, son."
Yeah, absolutely.
This is. I know this is a big moment, but you gotta stay calm, or you get a new yellow and get sent off. But no one did. Yeah, no one did. But how can we expect the older players to help Shea Lacey control his emotions when we have Bruno, our captain, who even can't control his emotions?
Yeah, I know.
And this is the shit show we are in, and we have a leadership that doesn't see it because they only see money. They don't see the humans and what's needed in this club. So for me, we need to get rid of Wilcox, Berada, Sir Jim, all of them, because they don't know what they're doing.
No, they do. They have got to go. I mean, your point's well made. I mean, unfortunately, we don't sell the players for enough money anyway, do we? We can't fucking sell players.
You can't sell players if you're not performing as a club.
And we can't even buy players. We can't sell or fucking buy. I mean, we're absolute fucking idiots. But you're right. I totally agree. I do think that if we don't have a leadership change, we're just going to crumble as a club.
Should we talk about that? Because have you not seen the announcement that they're looking to restructure in the summer?
Yeah, but
it's everyone's role. So basically, even if Wilcox is involved now, he could be sacked in the summer.
Well, he should be sacked now. I'd restructure now.
You've got to cancel that. You've got to come out and go, this is the biggest load of rubbish. Whoever is you're banned from the press conferences, wherever you got this from. Do you know what I mean? You've got to come out and go, we can't be having that because no one's going to sign.
I won't wait till the summer. Fucking sack him now. I don't care. If you're not going to sign players now, sack him. Go on. Yeah. Don't wait till the summer.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying we can't be going out and clearing everyone because there'll be no one left for a manager to want to come in.
Maybe that's the best option for the gaffer. Seriously, maybe no Wilcox, maybe no Berada is the best thing because ultimately you can bring in a couple of senior directors from Ineos to steady the ship from a business perspective. No problem. You just transfer them across. What we need is if we're not making signings in January, sack him now. Don't wait till the summer, sack him now and get the right man in. Give yourself that time to get the right man in. Don't piss about waiting. The thing is, and I've got to, by the way, talk about the Ben Jacobs thing. About Ollie apparently wanting a big bonus. I just don't buy that. I don't. When have you ever in your whole life with Ollie associated with Manchester United heard about money? When's he ever talked about his contract or anything? He doesn't give a fuck about money. He never has done, and he never will. No, so I just don't buy the Ben Jacobs thing. Well, if I keep you up, I want fucking 20 million quid or whatever. It's bullshit. It's bollocks. He's never wanted money in his entire life, Solskjaer. He's never spoken about it in the press. Nobody's ever said anything with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and money. I just don't buy that.
Stu, I will second that with one caveat. Don't believe anything that comes from anyone that goes on the United stand.
Well, no, there is that.
So if I joined at a bad time, I was going to say with Stu, I think Andy Mitten posted something this afternoon saying that a lot of the stuff coming out about Solskjaer was incorrect about him.
Right,
and people are almost I was a bit backstage. I don't know if I caught all the conversation, but I think they were trying to say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer practically begged for the job, whereas they contacted him. And I think I would just say, based on that, I don't know how much to believe, so I wouldn't really comment on something like that. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to be. Well, I think as far as I can see, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants the best for Manchester United, and I think that's all I can say. I don't know what he was offered or what he suggested, so it's all speculation, isn't it? I think Andy Mitten, who's probably a more credible source or someone that actually cares about the club. And again, it's like saying like Carrick. I mean, he wants to do the best as well. I think what they were saying was that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, one of the problems was that he wanted the position full time. Like, how is that a problem? How is wanting to be the manager a problem? Like, okay, if he's gonna be interim manager and they have no intention, the fact he wants the position full time, that's not really a negative, is it? I don't know. It seems a bit of a weird thing to spin against him.
That's quite funny because I spoke about that on my show, didn't I, Jarvis, last night? I was saying, you bring in an interim manager. What if they win every single game and take us a fucking second in the league? What, all of a sudden, oh yeah, I'm walking away now. It's that nightmare scenario you could actually generally have happen. You get that bounce, you win your 10 games and you're still going. You're going, oh, it's Champions League. Why are we going to pay a fortune to bring in another manager and his coaches? He seems to be doing the job. We get to the next season. We're in the Champions League. Start that season and all the players stop playing for him again. Because we've seen that happen. You know, that's how the steering wheel came out last time.
Guys, we have to continue this debate because it's super interesting, and I think we all have a lot to say when it comes to this. But we have we have first of all, Stu, I promised Bilal that we would mention his super sticker, and you know.
Oh yes.
It's gone, but thank you so much for the donation, Bilal. Always, I am Titanium helping out and always willing to donate and help the channel. And also, we have a big one here from Rush Mono coming in with the 10 gifted Tactical Devils membership. So, guys, remember to thank Rush Mono in the chat. Stu will read them out after this short super
chat. I will.
Jingle.
Rushmana, you
boom.
Thank you, Rushmana. That's brilliant. It means such a lot to the channel. There's loads. There's 10. I think I can count to 10, Jarvis. Let me just double check. Get my fingers going. So we have Rajat has been gifted a membership. Vate D cool. Vate Zero cool even, which is good. Low Energy 69. Well, yeah. Him, anyway.
Nahim Mudin.
Yeah, him. Yeah, well done, Nahim. Admiral Drex. Wow, Drex will be chuffed with that.
Drex.
Pyramid Scheme. Claudio is one. Dragon Abidaz is okay. I quite like that. Almost my favourite brand. And John Johnson, 1978. All been gifted members. So I think that takes over 100 members. Is that right?
We have to be more than 100 members right now. And by the way, seeing John Johnson's name, that's a name I haven't seen in a while. You know, remember he was always he didn't like Rashford, to say the least.
Yes, I
always had the Rashford thing. But big up Rushmano, thank you so much, and remember to thank Rushmano in the chat for the free gifted membership. And also we have another super chat coming in from Bilal. I am Titanium, £2 super chat coming in and say, how many points will we get from now until the end of the season?
Oh, it's easy, 36.
Because we need 68 points.
No, what are we on? We're on 30, aren't we? 30 points.
We're on 32.
Oh, we're on 32?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. All right, 34 then.
So you're going for your 66. Do you realize, too, if we are going to achieve that, we have to take 2 points on average for the remainder of the 17?
Yeah, I'd work to that, yeah.
Something like that. So doesn't sound likely. Rich?
think we'll probably do slightly better in the second half of the season than the first half of the season, just for having Lemons in goal. So I think probably Stu might be not far off. I still think even though we sacked the manager at a weird time and the January transfer window seems a shambles, I still think we'll get a similar sort of trajectory as we're on. I'll still get back Europa League. That's my guess still.
Nice.
If we keep on this average we have right now, I think we will end on 56 or 57 points.
You said 55.
I said 55. You said 66.
Not bad. Yeah, not bad.
Mark, what do you reckon?
I generally can't see where we get our points from currently, just because of the fact I can't trust the players to turn up. That's my honest opinion. We could go out and beat City and Arsenal in our next 2 games and then lose to all the teams down the bottom of the league. So I would expect us to get at least 10 wins, 10 more wins. We're at 8. How many of those draws and games did we throw away which we should have picked up points? So we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm happy with 10 wins, 30 points.
That puts us on, 64.
That's a stretch, I believe. Going on the games you have coming up, we have City, we have Spurs, we have Everton away, we have Fulham, we have not Newcastle away. We have so many difficult games. The only easy game we have in the next, let's say, 7-8 games is West Ham.
That I expect doesn't matter because that means
that will not be an easy game.
Go on losing the next 7 out of 8 games. Actually, if this goes down the drains.
But this is the problem, because as a professional footballer, you should be winning 7 games. You want to win 7 games. You want to win 10 games. We've got 20 games to go, right? We should not be fucking about. We should be winning at least 10 to 12 games.
I'm asking for a 50% win rate.
Yes, you are.
What are you asking for any manager coming in? You're probably asking for a higher win rate than that.
Yeah. I expect.
Well, that's pretty average, isn't it? Over the course of after Alex Ferguson, was it like 54% is like an average win rate for Mourinho?
So that's why I'm saying we should get 10 wins out of 20 games with the players we got coming back, Ahmad, and Burmo, Mazrari, players coming back from injury. You think we are with the injuries and players we lost over Christmas? We had 8 players short.
Don't forget,
but if you look at the next 8 games, we have City, Arsenal, Fulham, Spurs, West Ham, Everton, Palace, and Newcastle. West Ham seems to be the only easy game, if you can call a game easy, in the Premier League. The rest of them will be tight games, and
they'll be tighter because the game after Newcastle is Aston Villa, then Bournemouth, then Leeds, then Chelsea, then Brentford, then Liverpool, then Sunderland. But don't care. I don't care who we play because we've beaten most of these teams already. We've got 8 wins. I'm asking for 10. You telling me we shouldn't have beaten Wolves? Well, obviously we can't play Wolves and we can't play Burnley. But there's still other games we should have won.
But I'm a little bit worried. That's just my point. I'm worried about us going forward. It will be a tough start for the interim. And my biggest worry is this group of players down tools. We know it's a World Cup coming on, and maybe
that's every team, though, Jarvis. You have to take that in account of every team. I know it's easy to just look at.
Yeah, but we don't have an FA Cup. We have nothing to play for. Besides, let's say, trying to qualify for the Conference League or maybe Europa League.
Yeah, but these players have got to step up and win these fucking games.
Yeah, but Bruno is on his way out the door. Same with Casemiro. Yeah. Many of these players, Maguire. So the guys we have to rely on going into this tough part of the season, a lot of them won't be here. Do you think they will risk their life for us coming into Europa League next season?
Go out with a bang. Really? Go out with a bang. That's what the gaffer should be saying. Go out with a bang, lads. You've got, if I'm Carrick and I'm dropping in there Thursday morning, Wednesday morning, tomorrow, I'd be there tomorrow personally. I'd just tell them I'm going in tomorrow. I want the players in, and I'm going in tomorrow. But ultimately, my message is you've got two games to turn your season around, and that is City and Arsenal. We are going to win those games. I'm going to tell you how you're going to win those games, but you have got to perform. When I tell you what to do, when you cross that white line, you've got to fucking perform. And if you don't, I'm going to stick a grenade in your fucking shorts. I'm going to let it off in front of the whole Stretford end, because these players need accountability. They've got to be made accountable. And that is exactly what Carrick has got to do. Don't go in saying, oh, you're all great players, you've had a rough season. Fuck off. Piss off. Go in and fucking put the grinder.
Yeah, but this is where it comes from now. Boxing straight talk, that's straight talk. He says, let's be honest, the board have zero ambitions.
Well,
and I think this drips down on the players.
I agree. I do agree with that. That is really that's a fair comment, that is.
Yeah. But it's funny, Jarvis, what you just said. The board have no ambition. That's fine. As a professional footballer, if you have no ambition, you've got no right being a professional footballer, which is pretty much what Fletcher was touching on yesterday. Yeah. They don't have the mentality to go out there and want to win or want to play for Man United. And didn't he say words to the effect of, "You'll soon find out who doesn't want to fight and they shouldn't be at the club"?
Something along those lines, I think.
It was words to that effect.
I think the ones that don't want to fight will be the ones that leave, won't they? Because you'll see some players like Lacey, you can see that every chance he gets, he wants to do something. But you can see Casemiro walking around the pitch against Burnley, for example. You can see differences in different players. The problem is you've got to have 11 people on the pitch that want to win, because the Premier League doesn't really take prisoners. It's like if you're not performing and every single person on that pitch is performing, you're only as good as Dalio's mistake, or Martinez makes an error, or these little things cost us. We can play really well, and a couple of players just even if it's just for a minute or just for like one instance, they do something, or they don't concentrate, or they don't do the basics, and it undoes, like Sesko having a great performance, gets 2 goals, looks really good. It undoes his good performance. It undoes the good work of other people in the team, and then we have a match discussion where everybody okay. The players generally are not good enough or don't perform good enough, but there's still some players in the team which must get frustrated because they do have good games. And then they look at it and go, the 4-4 draw against Bournemouth, you score 4 goals and can't win a game. Like, the attack was performing really well, and you must be so frustrated that other people in your team are letting you down.
Yeah, I agree, and I think if a new manager comes in, we need to tighten the ship. We can't concede goals, and you're 100% right, Rich. But I also see problems with us because football, it's about transitions now, and over 50% of the goals comes from transitions, situations with involving transitions, and one of our biggest problem is our recovery pace and rest defense. So we have players with no legs. Bruno is overcommitting in his press. Casemiro don't have the legs to track back. We have defenders, Maguire, De Ligt, not particularly quick. And, and also now if Carrick comes in, we are going to play with a high line, try to keep possession and just distribute the ball. And what happens when we lose it? So I can't see us getting better in defense. That's why I think getting a counter-attacking manager in like Ole would actually help, because we have the right players for that one. It's easier for Maguire to stand in his 18-yard box and just nick the ball out. But I don't think we have the players to do this thing. But maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. And we heard some rumors today about Ruben Neves actually being linked to Man United again. I don't know if you saw that, Rich, but
why? Because Gallagher's gone to Spurs, so now they've only midfielder that can be linked with Neves. That's why.
Yeah, but this came out that Ruben Neves is being targeted to strengthen Manchester United's midfield. Estimate fee of around £20 million. So, what's your take on that, Rich? Do you think Neves would be a good target to bring in?
I think it's actually, when Manchester United are looking at signing players, I think everybody's looking at all the players that cost 70, 80 million. I think you need to look at some players that are going to cost a fraction of that, because you need to buy more than one player. Also, I do think it's like, if you've got players in, say, midfield, we're looking at moving on the oldest midfielders, aren't we? Casemiro is going to go, Bruno Fernandes might go. I would say you get someone that is he 28 years old? Get someone that's that sort of age, that sort of experience. I think you need to look at balance in the squad. So I don't mind getting, whether it's a Bleber or Wharton or an Anderson, but I'd be quite happy with this signing. I think you can get him for even less than 20 million. And he did say in something a few weeks ago that he would reduce his salary. No, he's not going to get the same sort of salary because I think other Premier League clubs, he knows that. So I think there's a deal to be done here because you're not spending crazy money. You wouldn't have to throw crazy money at his salary, and you need players of that quality to bring some experience. Otherwise, we're going to be relying on youth again, which is always a bit of a problem.
100%. I know you have a show now starting in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Rich.
No, it's all right. I just I was trying to find some positives, but I struggled. And that's just,
well, there isn't a lot.
I felt when I joined, like Stu was like sounding like I sound, where when you try and like work out what's going on, you discuss things you think, then gradually you just get broken down and just get angry with the situation. Yes. And it's frustrating because I was looking forward to January because I thought, transfer stuff, there's going to be stories coming out, what can we do? And we just seem to have spent a week deciding who's the interim manager. And I was thinking, great, I'm just looking forward to the summer when we spend 1 month deciding who the manager is and go through that rigmarole.
Oh, Rich, you're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong.
But great to have you on board. I'm wrong. And hopefully there's a plan, but I just don't understand. I don't understand.
If they've got a plan to tie their own shoelaces, Rich, it'll be a miracle. Honestly.
No, exactly. I stopped saying it can't get worse because they proved me wrong with that one. It can definitely get worse.
Always get worse. Always.
Yeah, exactly. Cheers, guys.
Take care, Rich.
Thanks. Hope to speak to you longer next time. Take it easy, guys.
Be brilliant. Cheers.
Big up.
Big up.
Yes, and then we were 3 again. So I don't know, you guys, if you have anything to say about Neves, because I feel, let's say if we get Carrick in, I think that's a must. We have to sign that type of player. If we are going to try to play out from the back with the midfielder dropping in between the centre backs, there's only one solution. We can't keep playing Ugarte there. We can't play Mainu there. None of them have the abilities to do this. We saw even Bruno in the last part of the game trying to take on that role, and even him couldn't do it. So I think we need someone like Ruben Neves who can actually come in there, be calm, and ping that ball, if needed. So we have some kind of we can vary our game a little bit, because now we became really predictable. Our only solution trying to play out from the back yesterday was trying to thread it with short passes, and it's so easy to press when you meet teams like Brighton who actually know how to set up a team and press well.
Jarvis, how old is Neves?
28. I think he's 28. 29, I think 29, so, yeah.
28 coming on 29. What's Man United's transfer policy?
Well, just got to go out the window, that.
It's not going out the window, because we know that's the argument that they've been having. Stop buying me young players who aren't ready. So it's not going out the window, because that's Wilcox's brief to go buy young players. So it's not going to happen. We all, Stu, I know, like Jarvis, experience is what we need. But Man United don't give a shit about that. They want resale value. So that's where probably Neves is the one player he did want Amarin out. He probably wanted Neves over Gallagher.
Yeah,
and they weren't going to go pay 20 million.
I think his salary is the problem.
Well, he
made his money.
Coming from actually Saudi Arabia, Jarvis, he's going to have to half his salary anyway, straight away. He's never going to.
Yeah, but even half. I think he's now in his last season is on 375,000 euros.
Yes, but he played his 2 years, so he gets out completely tax-free. He won't be taxed on it. He's made more money than he would have made in 8 years in the Premier League before that. So he doesn't need any wage. He wants to come back to the Premier League, probably to try and get in the World Cup squad.
Yeah. Well, look, I would take Neves. He's always a thorn in our side, wasn't he, Neves? But the thing is, he was a hard little bastard. He's a tough little fucker. But as Jarvis quite rightly says, he's got that ability to ping a pass. He can go short, he can go long, he can run with it, he can control it, he can harbour it. He
has the pulsar, he has the time to dictate the tempo, and I think that's so important.
Yeah. And I think because you get him for 17 mil personally. A fucking steal. I mean, Jesus, you should snap. If a player like that is available, you should just buy him. That's the problem. I don't. 28 years old, so what? This is where somebody's got to go to Wilcox. Well, Ratcliffe's got to go to Wilcox. Barada's got to go to Wilcox. And say,
Wilcox has got to go to them and go, you know what you're asking me won't ever fix this team.
Well, he won't do it though. Wilcox will never do that. But somebody needs to grow a pair of balls at Manchester United and get, a deal like that done is a no-brainer. It doesn't matter if it works or not, because 70 million quid it just doesn't matter. It's an irrelevance in today's day.
20.
No,
that's what he's saying. We think we can get him cheaper from 20. His price won't be that, but he wants to leave.
No.
So
honestly, I think we're getting to 70. Lucas Paquetá wants to go back to Brazil. Apparently, we should be trying to do that piece of business as well. What do you want to go to Brazil for? Come here.
Come to us. But what I will say is, you've got to start branding the board with the same brush we brand the players. The players want to take their money. The board want to take theirs. They're not going to ruffle feathers. They're probably on bigger money than they're going to get anyone else on there doing their jobs. So basically, shit runs downstream to the players. Yeah. They don't want to try. They want their money. We can bring in Ruben Neves. Who's he going to pass to? Straight into Bruno, who's going to ping the ball wherever he bloody wants. Amorim had the right idea with Bruno Fernandes. Take him out of the 10. So you make him more disciplined and he stopped passing so much. He didn't knock 70-yard balls. Jarvis, you commented on it. You said, he was dropping into the back line. He was doing that 5 minutes in. 5 minutes in, he picked the ball up and smashed it out to Dalot, 70 yards, went straight out of play.
Yeah.
But
also you have Cunha, and I think Cunha drops too deep a lot of the time.
Yeah, you can't have both of them in your team. You can't have two 10s who want to be free in the team. But what I was about to say is Martinez had the ball at his feet and he's looking forward to pass to a midfielder who isn't there because he's standing behind him. It's the same midfielder. That's why we cannot play 4-3-3. Amorim had the right shout. If you have Bruno, you have to make him disciplined. You had to give him structure.
If he wants to play 4-3-3, the players have got to fucking toe the line. Period. I have to do it. I have to do it every fucking Saturday. The gaffer says to me, Stu, you're at centre half. This is where I want you to play. Yes, boss. That's what you fucking do. You're a professional footballer, for fuck's sake. I'm sick of all this bullshit. You can't do this. You can't do that. Fucking do it. He's
choosing not to do it, and he gets rewarded for it all the time.
Get him fucking off the pitch and get him fucked out of the club. That's what you do with these fucking idiots. You can't just say we can't do this because Bruno won't do this or what. He should fucking do it. He is told. He is paid to play football for Manchester United. The gaffer, if you're not going to grow a pair of balls, fuck off.
You can see it all the time, midfield looking for him, and he wasn't there.
I agree with you, but I fucking hate it. I hate it. We play football. You're a coach, Mark. What would you do if you were coaching Bruno? Fucking play where I told you to play, or you're on the bench. Period.
Sorry. No, I've always said, and the only thing he works under Carrick will play him in the 10. So when they defend, he plays as a striker in the 4-4-2 defensive formation. So you leave him out of the question.
Yeah. I'm just fed up with it. I'm just fucking. I've never been.
I see it's getting on you, Stu, and this is Man United. We just gotta be numb. That's the only way to survive. But we have a super chat coming in from good old Helge. Big up Helge Skjæveland coming in with a 50 kroner super chat saying, question to all four, but all three. What's your favorite formation? Do you think about what squad we have if you were the manager and could get everyone you wanted? Big up. So you're thinking like we can sign players and it doesn't matter what we got right now. If we had the freedom to sign players, what formation do you think we should play? I know what Stu is going to say, but you can speak first.
Yeah, go on, Mark.
What, any formation? So basically my favourite formation with the best players in the world.
Or players with the actually backing you. Let's say a little bit of realism. We can.
I love 3-5-1 with the right players. I love it. It doesn't matter. It's about working hard. So I can't answer that question because there's no one set formation. I'm a man of Stu's training where it changes depending where I am on the pitch. So if I've got the best players in the world, they're playing whatever formation I bloody ask them to.
Well, that's it. If I was to put something in, it'd be a diamond. I love the single pivot, and as you well know, in the deep 10.
I'd have two up front, That's all I'll say. Whatever formation I chose, there'll be 2 up front. I think you have to have 2 up front.
And that's exactly how I'd do it. I'd have 2 up front, the 10 in deep at the head of the spear, the 2 8s, and the lone 6 and attacking fullbacks. That's exactly how I would play. Rather like you, actually, Mark.
But I have no issue playing 3 at the back, because I think if you've got decent centre backs and decent wing backs, it's a really, really dangerous formation that used to destroy 4-4-2 back in the day when the Italian teams and that used to play it. That's why they took us apart, because it's about discipline, and that's why it doesn't work. That's why it works for Napoli. That's why it works for Inter. That's why it works for Crystal Palace. They're all disciplined. We're not.
Yeah. What about yours, Joe? My old mate.
Yeah, I would probably. You know, I think I'm a player. I'm a manager who likes balance all the time. So we have to be a formation with 5 defenders and 5 attackers. I think that's always the best outcome. And but how you make it, maybe the 4-2-3-1, maybe the 4-3-3, something like that. But it will be shifting anyway. But you know what Brighton did yesterday, for example, you actually create 5 players. You have Welbeck always dropping down. You have one of the fullbacks inverting. So you actually make a rondo in the central area, and you just play around the 2-3 midfielders that's there, and you dominate them completely. And there's nothing they can do, because the dumbass on the wings doesn't see this and just stands there and wait for the ball and look at the 3 guys running their socks off in the middle of the rondo. So again, you know, for me, it's all about control. And you know, from my perspective, getting a manager like Carrick, he's my type of guy. You know, I like what Carrick is trying to do, but I understand that we don't have the material. We don't have the players to play his type of football. And that's my biggest worry.
Yeah, you know, you talk about Welbeck yesterday. I mean, what a fucking performance he put on. To any footballer of any age, watching his movement and the way he just sauntered around until it mattered, and you know, until he needed to become interested in the game. It's just a masterclass of how to keep yourself anonymous in football matches, but yet when you need to be involved, you have 2 lethal contributions. Fantastic. I'm glad you brought him up, because I thought he was brilliant. I'd take 2 World Cup, by the way, guys. Would you not have Welbeck on the bench coming on for Kane? Oh, fucking hell.
I don't see how you can ignore him. Like if he ends up being up there as one of the highest scoring English strikers, and you're going to a World Cup, you're a fucking idiot if you don't take it. You are. At the end of the day, you want players that are in form. So, you know, going into that tournament. But what I will say is we did make it awfully easy for, you know, when Martinez is trying to play in midfield and leaving giant holes in the fence that he could just walk into. And I do mean walk into. You know, it did make it very hard for Euro to pick him up, because he couldn't leave his space. So,
yes, Helge, that was a brilliant. Helge's put another 2 super chats in, my old mate.
We can do the last one first, because you're just answering his own question and saying my favorite is the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow AC Milan. He loves it.
Oh,
and that's a good formation.
Diamond, that's my diamond there.
That's what I mean. You call it that, but that's just a 4-4-2 diamond.
It's diamond too. Yeah. Jarvis, I think Helge deserves the drum roll.
Yes, let's give him the drums.
I'll get on the drums and give him a drum roll.
Mark always behind that big screen. You never
Mark's
see.
always thinking, what are those 2 fucking clowns doing?
I sit there and think one day they're going to get caught out and something's going to go wrong with that, and they're just going to look weird on the camera.
Well, we look strange anyway, don't we? Jarvis look nuts anyway.
But the amount of comments saying that you're trying to beat Onana today, I love that one.
Yeah, I've had a few. Yeah, this was a present, a Christmas present. I like it. Yeah. Anyway, Helge says
we can do that at the end, can't we?
Yeah, Helge says, and from the top of your head, make your realistic dream 11 in that formation with players playing today. Obviously, you can keep and sell who you want. Cheers. We'll have to probably think about that. Maybe do it a bit later, Jarvis.
Make a realistic Dream 11 in that
I'll
formation.
tell you what. We'll choose a formation, us three, and then we'll all put a Dream 11 together. Start with a goalkeeper. You know, I can do the defense. Jarvis can do the midfield. Mark can do the attack.
Yeah. But
Something like that.
you go by the history of Man United now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be good fun.
So I get the two players where we go Haaland and one other.
or do we stick to Manchester United players? I was thinking, and it'd be a bit of fun.
Yeah, okay, let's start with the goalkeeper. So obviously, Schmeichel.
Yes.
I said who are still playing today.
What with players?
Playing
the players playing today.
Oh, okay.
Courtois.
Well, my goalkeeper would be Oblak for me. I think he's still one of the best. Proper shot stopper, has experience. The old Simeone thing. I think, for me, Oblak.
Yeah, it'd be Oblak, Courtois, or Donnarumma for me.
Stu, are you saying Martinez now? You're thinking of Martinez. I can see it.
I am. But I'm also thinking of, I'm going to surprise you here, gents, Jan Sonner.
Ooh, the Inter Milan keeper.
Yeah.
He is superb on his day.
He is, isn't he? Yeah, on his day. That's why yes, I agree. I like all Marks as well. I like Oblak.
Yeah, let's put Oblak in goal. I'm just saying. Let's go for the right back.
Oblak.
Yeah. He's on my list of top three.
I'm happy with Oblak.
And I left Alisson off just because I think he's dropped levels recently.
He's a Liverpool guy. I would never get a Liverpool player playing for Man United.
I'm happy with Oblak.
Not in my dreams.
So what are we playing? 4 at the back, or
let's say we play the 4-3-3 easy.
See you later, dude.
Big up, Trev.
Trev.
Okay, right back. We got to do it quickly.
Right back for me. I'm going Timber. I think Timber's great for Arsenal, so I'm going Timber.
Yeah, I agree with Timber. I think he's probably the best in the world at the moment.
I think he's brilliant.
Isn't Hakimi a right back?
He's also got a broken leg.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's probably the best fullback in the world.
No, I'd say Timber.
Timber
okay. You gave me Oblak.
You've had Oblak. You've had Oblak.
Timber do this. Okay. 2 centre backs.
One's got to be Gabriel for me. I'm so sorry, guys, but he has to be. I think he's fucking brilliant.
Joachim Anderson.
Oh, Gabriel and Anderson for me. There you go.
Out of all the defenders in the world?
Yes. I think right now,
Bastoni.
I would
do Bastoni.
He's the one at Inter, isn't he? Who's the one at Inter?
He's the one at Inter, Bastoni. I think Gabriel's as good as it gets at the minute, to be honest. Plus, he's scored an absolute shitload.
Okay, so it will be Bastoni and Gabriel.
Yeah, I would say so. Mark, you can do left back.
Best left back. I love Spinazzola at Napoli.
Yeah, so do I.
But he's lost his pace from obviously when he ruptured his Achilles.
Yeah.
But I'd probably say Spinazzola. I'm just trying to think. Or I'm gonna actually. Do you know what? I'll go with ex-United player Fernandes. Fernandes at Real Madrid is superb. What a season he's having.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go Fernandes. Yeah, Fernandes. Obviously, Paulinho. Okay. You're right, bath time. Paulinho gets centre midfield. Go on. Who's your best holding?
So who did we pick? Sorry, I got a message.
Sorry. Hernandez at Real Madrid.
Theo Hernandez. Okay.
Yeah. No, not Theo. The ex-United player.
No, Fernandes. Real. Alfonso Fernandes.
Yes.
Alvaro.
Okay,
so we're not going for Theo Hernandez. Okay.
No, not Theo.
He would be the obvious better pick.
Teo would be superb, yes.
Yeah, okay, let's put
Jarvis has put
okay.
Teo. Mark, he's put Teo. He's overruled us again. The gaffer has overruled us. That's how it should be done, though. That's how it should be done, Jarvis.
Mm-hmm. So let's say we have one number 6 and 2 number 8s in the midfield.
Well, it's got to be Polinia.
Polinia says then.
I was thinking Neves or Vitinha.
100% Sanderbird.
Do you know what? You don't get any arguments with me, pal. I'm going to give you Sanderbird on that.
Sanderbird. I'm going for Vitinha from PSG.
Oh,
yeah, but I will play him in there.
What? The holding midfield pivot for PSG and Portugal, you'd play as an 8.
Sanderbird.
Sanderbird is in. Go on, then, Mark.
Yeah. So the 2 number 8.
2 8s.
Chat, you can see I'm suggesting the players, and they're just going with their faiths.
2 number 8s. Pau, P-A-U, and Linia on the one. So you've got Pau on the left, Linia on the right.
Yeah.
How's that one? How's that one bath time? Pau on the left.
I think we need to go with Elliot Anderson in one of the.
Yeah, you've got to go with Anderson, I think. And I hate to say it. No, I'm not going to say it. Scott McTominay, it's got to be up there, surely, hasn't he?
No.
What again?
He's a Ballon d'Or nominee, probably again already.
Declan Rice? Anyone?
No. There's so much Declan Rice does wrong. He's actually someone you could target playing against Arsenal.
Fred.
We're going to have to put Bruno in there, aren't you? Bruno's going to have to be one of the 8s.
My dream 11. No. We ruin the balance. I talk about balance all the time. I love balance. So we need someone.
Martin Odegaard. I'd go Odegaard and Bruno. Premier League top assists.
I like Odegaard, actually. Yeah.
You know, you would have gone De Bruyne and Fernandes any other season, wouldn't you, before he left? If you wanted 2 8s.
I still think you'd go for Vitinha, wouldn't you?
I go with Sanderbird, Elliot Anderson, and Vitinha.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. I'm happy with that. Mark, you're the striker.
And now we have the wingers and 1 striker, or inverted forwards, or whatever you want to go with.
You're the striker expert, mate.
So I've got a front 3.
Yeah.
Or Haaland, obviously, in the middle. I'll pick the rest.
Well, yeah, no, that's a fair comment with Haaland. As much as I'd love to disagree, you can't disagree with that.
You can't not, can you?
No, you could be.
We need a Norwegian in the team, at least 2 Norwegians in the team.
Oh, here we go.
And the Birch, and then
I think you've got to put Strand Larsen in then, surely. Maybe 3. I'm joking. No.
Is Ollie bringing his boots back to Carrington? Then maybe I have to put him in.
Yeah. You could be churlish, couldn't you, and not say Haaland, but you've got to go Haaland.
Now, when Haaland is okay.
Yeah, it's a.
Do we go like Mohamed Salah or?
No, can't.
No
what about
Finney on the left? Finney on the left.
Winnie Jr.
And probably
not
Dembele on the right.
Not Rafinha after yesterday's game. And
did you see Rafinha strike yesterday? Yeah.
And what about the PSG guy who won the Ballon d'Or?
Dembele.
Yeah,
I said Dembele on the right.
And Rafinha.
Finney on the left.
Okay.
And Lamine Yamal?
Too young.
Do you know what? I've seen a lot of him this year, and I haven't been that impressed with him. But see Yamal. Everyone says Yamal, but there is better on that right hand side than him.
I was about to show you that one, Jarvis. Hey, get him out, get on.
Darius, I sent you the link if you want to come on. So if you're not free, that's okay. But if you're free, jump on.
Actually, I was thinking, like, if it was a front 2, I probably would have gone Haaland and Kane. They sort of pick themselves as a front 2, don't they?
For Kane not to get in any team is a bit strange, isn't it? For Kane not to appear.
I think Dembele has to be in there. And I think, obviously, Haaland, you could swap with Kane whichever way you wanted to pick it. But I do think on the left, you're tied between Finney or
Yamal.
I don't know who else. So it's got to be Vinny.
Yamal.
Okay.
He could play Yamal over on that side. He could. He wouldn't be as good.
Yeah, somebody said Bebe.
Oh, God.
That's okay.
Ronaldo, Bebe, yeah. We all remember that.
Look at Darius.
Okay, so we go with Haaland, Vinny Jr. and Lamine Yamal.
No, Dembele.
Dembele. Okay, so our team is as follows. We have Oblak in goal. We have Timber, Bastoni, Gabriel, Alvaro Fernandez, the back four. We have Sander Berge as the holding. We have Elliot Anderson and Vitinha as the number 8s. Dembele, Holland, and Vinny Jr. up front. I think that's a good team.
Drooling about Vitinha, Berg, and Elliot Anderson. Fuck you know, I'm drooling. Can I just say, Helga?
What I would have called a defensive pivot of 3 defensive midfilders there.
Can I just say to Helga, you have sincerely cheered me up, mate, on that, because I was spiraling to an out of control depression a minute ago. So you've absolutely cheered me up big time, mate. So thank you for that. That's
Have we finished on the Carrick debate? Because we never even spoke about the fact he wants to bring Jonathan Woodgate in as his head coach.
That's why I just couldn't
go. That's the thing. That was what was my next thing. But you know, I had something in mind before we were going to that, because there were an update earlier today about Man United and a little bit more about good old Jason Wilcox, and he's telling the world that he has a very clear idea on where Manchester United should be. Wilcox wants to steer United towards younger signings such as Sene Lamens, Patrick Dorgu, and Benjamin Sesko. This is because he believes these profiles will be considered top players within 2 or 3 years. This comes from Andy Mitten, so we know it's the club that's feeding him these news, and it's obviously PR, but they are trying to spin this that Jason Wilcox is doing a good job and securing the future of the club. But you know, my argument is this is not how you win football games, because we're not Brighton. We can't do the Brighton model. So again, you know, maybe we're going in circles, but
we're not even following the Brighton model anyway. We're not looking at data and picking our players through data. So that's the Brighton model. Is it's all data driven. We brought in bloody City's data guy, and they can go buy whoever they want. So,
you know, it is an interesting comment, but we all know, don't we, Mark? You know that you've got 16 and 18-year-olds. So you've got a magician of a 15-year-old. You're not going to put him in there without any experience by the side of him. You just wouldn't do it.
No.
And that's what yeah, exactly. And that's what we're doing here with younger players and no experience. Jarvis, you pointed that out yourself an hour ago. And Mark did exactly the same. You can say that as much as you like, but where is the Lewis Nani? I don't know why I picked Lewis Nani. Somebody put in the comments he scored 4 goals in the Baller League last night. Which I don't know why.
Yeah, but you know, why can't we do like we used to do? You know, sometimes we picked people from nowhere came in. You know,
because
Mexican guy, Chicharito, or when we brought in Ole, when we brought in Ronnie Johnson, when we brought in Vidic, when we brought in Fatis Evra, you know, players like this. You know, that's proper scouting. We don't do proper scouting anymore.
Yeah, but it's not all about the scouting. It's who they're going to be learning from. So if you haven't got the structure around them, it doesn't matter. We could bring Evra into this team. We could bring the same Evra in. You're not going to get the same Evra out.
Done it again. See about me and Jarvis, we're terrible. We can't coordinate. You know, we both do it at the same time. We're not very good.
Guys, as I was trying to say, like, if you could bring in, okay, who's United's best ever random transfer we brought in?
Eric.
Yeah.
Ollie.
No, Eric.
I was saying outside of Eric's the enigma, right? Because he is. But outside of that, a young player we brought in, like obviously you say Ollie, you could say Nani, Ronaldo. If you put them in our team at their age, they came in now, you're not getting the same player out.
Kanchelskis is a good shout, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's a really good shout, because I loved Andre Kanchelskis. I thought he was brilliant. Very underrated at the club, but absolutely thought he was great. But it's a good question, Mark, because we've had so many of players like Ollie, like Chicharito, like Kanchelskis, Vidic, Evra, that nobody saw coming.
No.
No.
It's important who they play alongside.
Yeah. No, I agree. No. 100%.
And it has to be said that we signed Aiden Heaven and Dogu out of nowhere.
We did.
So we are, in a way, trying to do this.
And Martial, but that kind of didn't
Yeah.
Well, Martial, someone fucked up. They bought the wrong player.
Yes, that is true. They
absolutely brought the wrong player, because there was striker A or striker B, or should I say MB, and they went for striker A and Martial and left fucking Mbappe there.
Yes. Well, anyway. Although it might surprise you or unsurprise you, Mark, I've never really rated Mbappe. But there you go. That's just me. I think I'll rate
Mbappe under Alex Ferguson. You get a different player.
Put Henry under Alex Ferguson.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's all about
Lamens is another.
Yeah,
So,
you
know, when you think of it, maybe we are not that terrible in doing these things. Maybe
we are. We're sacking managers.
Helga's spending a shitload of money with us tonight, by the way. Can I just point you out?
Big up, Helga. Big up.
Helga, you're an absolute legend, mate. Thank you so much. Possible to come on in a bit, if not, big up. The gaffer needs to speak.
I send you the link.
The gaffer needs to speak. Helga, me and Mark.
The gaffer has spoken.
Oh, sorry. The gaffer's spoken. Yes, sir. We are but minions to the might of Jarvis, aren't we, Mark? We're just minions. Anyway, guys, let me apologise to everybody, including my good old mates here, for my rant earlier. This frustration has been boiling in me for a couple of weeks now, and I finally snapped. So I apologise to everybody concerned, because that's not normally like me to go on a rant of that nature. But Helga can cheer me up.
Helga can cheer us up. People come on. I sent you the link on X. I don't have WhatsApp up, so check your X. When it comes to this, I like this comments from End the Madness saying United used to create legends, never waited for legends to turn up. And I think this is part of our culture.
The point is, I'm trying to keep constantly making. If the legends are there, you make legends, because they aspire to be the player in front of them. They aspire to be better than what has come before them. But now, the Fletcher touched, he touched on it about 5-6 times. He made the same comment. The players need to step up. The leadership needs to lead. You know,
Fletcher, yeah.
Saying, Dalla, where was Luke Shaw last night?
Well, actually, to be fair, I don't know if you saw a show, Mark, but me and Jarvis asked the same question. Where was Luke Shaw tonight? Why did you remove Luke Shaw? Why didn't you put Dorga at right back or right?
That definitely was a mistake. Why not bring in Diego Leon? Why not bring in?
Why not do something?
Malacia scored tonight, by the way. Malacia scored for the 21s. Yeah. So he is playing football, and he's fit enough to play. So he could have started. Maybe that's why he didn't start, because they had no left back and he was starting for them. But Luke Shaw, I think partly Luke Shaw, something was personal, because they haven't spoken about it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? If it was
this is a first super chat from Dark Wolf Mixology.
Okay, let's play the super chat.
He deserves.
Maybe I need to change that Amarin picture and make another one with Carrick.
Just do a face with a question mark.
Yeah, just put half a Carrick on. Dark Wolf Mixology has donated some money. Thank you so much, mate. Says, without midfield signing, no way we get top 7. We don't disagree with you at all. We don't. We all agree with you.
Yeah, but we're not getting a midfield signing. We all know this. They've said it. It's closed. The transfer window. January transfer window is closed for Man United. We don't have money. We spent our remainder cash on.
You gave it away.
Yeah.
What do you think the debrief was like with Fletcher then this morning?
Say that again.
What do you think the debrief was like with Fletcher this morning?
I don't know. I mean,
They
I'd
didn't
like
come in this morning. They have the day off until Wednesday.
Fletcher was in yesterday. No, you saw yesterday morning. Fletcher would have been in for the 21s. They would debrief, going, well, what happened? What did you find? Because before they doing these interviews, they need to know what someone else saw on the training field that they already trust.
Yeah.
And
So
if he's calling people out in press conference,
well, so maybe Fletcher's gone. Maybe he's thought, fuck it.
well, he was trying to keep his job, wasn't he, Stu? He was trying not to say anything, but he was pissed off at what happened on the pitch. They down-tooled and didn't try. So he said it. Yeah. And he also called out the ref, which I absolutely loved when he called out the ref, because he was spot on with that. I was still in the chat last night when I was saying it was at least 10 minutes of added on time, and he plays 5.
Well, I couldn't work out 5, I must admit.
Well, they spent from the 73rd minute to the 78th minute when I think it was Gomez, the players went down and they had to stretch him. He had the cramps. They made 3 subs. You know, they didn't play football for at least 4 minutes. That just
5 minutes for subs.
And there was a red card. There was
3 goals.
Made subs. 3 goals.
1 minute 30. 3 goals. 1 minute 30.
And it was bullshit. And you know he and even in the 91st minute they made a sub that took 1 minute. Brighton.
Yes.
And right on the second 95th minute he blew the whistle. He was just waiting to end that game. I think he needed to catch a plane or something.
Do you know what was the worst one for me, Stu? You're going to get this, and that was Harry Maguire's booking.
Oh,
players trying to walk off with the ball, which is a yellow card offence. You know, wouldn't throw the ball back, was delaying the restart. Harry Maguire beats the shit out of him, and then Harry Maguire's the one who gets booked.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible.
Yeah, I didn't like Hooper yesterday, but at least you know there's no VAR, so because. Yeah.
At least all the offsides were offside. Anyway,
well, there was a dodgy offside in the first half. I think we were onside. Was Sesko, but that's another debate.
It's not a debate, that one.
Yeah. Big up, Helge. Good to see you. I hope you're well. Thank you for all the super chats. You know, you don't need to, but I really appreciate it.
Very kind.
Yeah, very kind.
No,
very kind.
I think, like sometimes I don't like to do this and be on camera. Because sometimes I just love to watch you talk because it's therapeutic, because then you don't have to think yourself, you just have to listen. And sometimes I put in super chats, sometimes I don't, but I felt like today we needed a question that doesn't have to do with Ineos, that doesn't have to do with the state of the club, because we talk about it every day, think about it every day. So I was just thinking about a question that was a bit off field, that everyone gets kind of exciting, and I knew you guys were going to discuss between you, because I knew
we were on the way to a meltdown. You know, Stu and I were having a meltdown.
But Mark is the calmest tonight.
But like,
for some reason.
I don't know what's going on.
So yeah, but I just wanted to comment the last thing you spoke about there. Like sometimes I feel like, for example, with the police in the society, no matter what country, I love a lot of police. They are like heroes. They are like, we need them. And some are the big C word. And I feel like some referees are like that, because like if you are a police, obviously rules are important to you, but sometimes you have to use something called common sense and context. And I feel some referees, like, you have a young player in Shea Lacey, read the moment the club is in, read the moment the stadium is in, 70,000 people are, how do you say it, ufornøyd. How do you say
unhappy?
Unhappy. And he's getting frustrated. You can see him trying the hardest he can. And he just throws the ball. Okay, maybe if the first yellow, okay, but don't give a red for that to a young guy. Like, don't you have a heart? And do you all remember? I don't remember what game it was. I think it was Liverpool, when Dalot got a second yellow in the 94th minute for something about the throw.
You throw the ball and
he threw it
got
down.
2 yellow cards
Yeah.
in 10
And
seconds.
it's like in a Liverpool derby in the 94th minute, like use your brain a little bit. So I just wanted to add that to the Shane Lacey thing because I think it's so ridiculous. But
and if I'm not wrong, I think earlier this season, I think Van Dijk was in a similar situation, and he was on a yellow card and took the ball and threw it. And he didn't get a red card. So, from the letter of the law, okay, you should always go by it. But I agree that the referee should maybe use some common sense in situations like this. But also,
the context.
Yeah,
context is key. So,
But anyway, if I do the devil's advocate, the counter argument is: should he not get a yellow card for throwing away the ball just because he's 18? Shouldn't the same laws apply to him as any other player? So
that's but I actually agree with that too in a weird way, because one thing I hate, and I guess all of you hate it, the weird thing that all referees do, and it's like that in Norway as well. It's universal. When something that is a penalty, but it's in the first or second minute, so they don't give it. But if it's the 50th minute, they give it. I hate that rule. Have you noticed it? That referees don't give penalties in the first minutes.
It's an unwritten football
for
rule.
Something.
Definitely an unwritten football rule.
Yeah.
A yellow card's only a yellow card in the second half.
Yeah, and also the same goes for, what was I thinking about? The more you lead, the softer the penalty. I have seen that a lot with City the last 10 years. When they are leading like 5-0, they get literally a penalty for whatever, because it really doesn't matter in the context of the game, so they give it easily. But that might relegate teams. So those unwritten rules, I think, is so, because that speaks against the lazy. He's 18, but should he get leeway because of that? No, not really. But then you have to give penalties in the first minute if it is a penalty. So yeah, but that's a whole nother conversation. And
it's a good point. It's a good point you make, Elder, because last night me and Jarvis were debating it, the Shea Lacer thing, and I thought it was a good thing that he got the yellow card and he got the red. And Jarvis was looking at me like completely quizzically, and I said, "Look, he will learn from that. You've got to learn sometimes the hard way in life, haven't you?" And learn young. By learning young, it really shapes you, or should shape you as a man. And your thought process should move you forward. So there's so many right answers to what they were saying. And I think you're right, because Jarvis said the same thing, Helga. Read the room, ref. United are chasing the game. He's made a mistake. He's 18. Walk over, put your arm around him and say, "Listen, mate, you don't do that again." Or you get the skipper over. But by the way, the skipper was nowhere to be seen once the red card. He came over after the red card, if you remember, at that time. But the skipper goes in and says to the ref, "Hold on, ref, let me have a word with him before you do it." Now, the letter of the law is, and the other point I was making last night, and I wasn't trying not to be a dick about it, to be honest. The other rule is we always talk about consistency, and we're desperate for consistency, aren't we? Well, he's not consistent.
Yeah. I was going to say this because I loved Jarvis taking up devil's advocate, because I do this with everything in life, because I do music as well. So if I'm deciding between two things, I'm always advocating for both, because then I'm advocating like I really want Glasner, like I really want Irola, and then I get what I actually feel about it. And when you actually do, let's say it was Brighton, and in the first half, Maguire did this or whatever, and he got a yellow card from it in the first half. And let's imagine that Pascal Gross is on a yellow and he does that in the second half. Or a young player from Brighton, a debut 16-year-old. We would have been screaming, why didn't he get it? So I actually have changed my opinion during this conversation now, because we are asking for consistency, and then we have to be consistent about consistency. So
what we should have been is consistent. Pascal Grossi, 34 years old. Pascal Grossi was mint.
He's so good.
He was brilliant.
He's so
fantastic.
So I just want to point out my bit about that throwing in, because I'm used to dealing with these petulant 18-year-olds.
Yeah, I know you are. Yeah.
Who was our only shining light at that point in the game?
Lacey.
Lacey.
So
He
if
was.
the ref doesn't send him off and he goes on to set up the winner, shitstorm's coming.
Yeah.
Because he didn't abide by the rules.
True
He
Man
didn't
United
send him
player.
off.
Yeah.
So, and what, Jarvis, I think you had the timings. Was it like 2.5 minutes or something like that? 3 minutes between the first yellow and the second yellow? So
no, I think it was more than maybe 10 minutes. But
it was a few. I mean, I can't.
5 to 10 minutes.
I said to Jarvis actually, guys, last night, didn't I, Carl? I couldn't even remember the first yellow card.
I think it was a little bit harsh because Lacey didn't
on the shin.
Yeah,
no, he didn't.
The first was harsh.
He stamped the foot right in front of him. Players do it all the time. You know, they go in, but they are able to understand how not to create contact. Just a little bit of contact.
I never saw it, guys. Yeah.
It was rash, Jarvis. It's a rash.
Yeah, but he had a long touch. He tried to go for the ball, but he didn't go in to stamp it. He put his foot down to try to block because the defender reached the ball first. But you know, we have seen this a lot of times in football.
Yeah, I get your point.
He didn't catch him. He didn't catch him. But he was.
Isn't there a case for if that was his second or third offense? But I agree with you, Mark, that he doesn't get the ball or whatever. But it is a bit harsh for the first involvement in whatever that in the game, just straight yellow.
It's the speed he went in. But it's the speed. He went in as if if someone flies into someone like that, like you saying, oh, he didn't make contact. So what we got to have him make contact, but snaps his leg.
Do you know the interesting thing about
manager? Have I talked
about?
I'm
saying Lacey. He's saying no, Lacey didn't make contact. I'm saying he did make contact because he catches his foot.
The comment.
Like, if he goes over the top any higher, he could snap his leg. He could snap his ankle because he was going that fast.
The thing about it is, Mark, is we're old school, same as Jarvis. I would have taken it, got up, and marked him.
Yeah,
marked his card. Yeah. Quick wink to him. Quick.
Have I talked about a manager?
Oh, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Not on the show.
Is he maybe thinking about when I said Irola Glasner because I don't want any of them, but but that was just an example. I don't want any of them, but I agree with your comment that I don't think it doesn't matter who we get in, but I don't think it matters that much. I would put it that way, because I think a focus that a lot of people have that if we got in Glasner, if we got in Irola, I like them. They're good, but my point is, I'm thinking about the future. So are they better than Amorim? And would they do better? Yes, I think so. We don't know, but I think so. But how much better? And would we be satisfied in 2 years where they can take us? That's kind of my point. But also, because when I think about a manager, I think people just want to get in someone better. But is better good enough? Kind of. Let's say if Glasner comes in and he gets us fourth every year, it would take a couple of months, and then we are like, no, we need more, because we always want to build on more. So yeah, I agree with this comment that
yeah, me too.
You learn from your mistakes, but
yeah.
I do think it matters. I do think it matters who we get in as a manager in the permanent. I do think it matters, but I don't think it matters that much, like in other clubs that are well driven, because they will always always be hindered in some type of way. So I don't think, but I don't consent, or whatever. What's the word? I don't
agree.
I don't agree with it doesn't matter who we get in, because the Glazers and Ineos, and because I get that. I get what people are coming from when they say that, but I don't think it doesn't matter at all. Of course it does. But
yeah, I see Valentine come in and also say, Helge, please understand that it doesn't matter who Manchester United hire as a manager, as long as the Glazers and Ineos retain control, they will continue to cross all hopes. And I think this is where we are at the moment as a fan base. We don't see the light of the end of the tunnel about this project, because but guys, we are 1 hour 43 minutes into the show. Time flies. Yes, time really flies. So I want to have time for the Q&A. We have a lot of questions coming in, and also I made a poll in the beginning. We have 73 votes. And I asked just a simple question: can Carrick get us top 5? And 77% of you guys have said no. So I don't
What
think.
would you guys have voted? What would you three guys? Because I know what.
Hard no from me.
Yeah, me too. I voted no.
Okay, Stu. Do you think Carrick can get us into top 5?
I think you've just got a respect issue, unfortunately. I don't think the players respect him enough to do it. They don't respect him.
I think he can, but I don't think he will.
I don't think he will, no, unfortunately.
So if we're going to do questions next, can I have the first question?
You can have
my
the first
question to the panel and to chat is
okay.
Who is the manager?
Hold on. We need to play
we'll
the jingle
We'll do the thing, and then we'll get you in.
We have our routine, you know, Stu and I. We have our routine. We always need to do things properly. Okay, let me play the jingle. We will move Stu to the main seat, and you can have the first question, Mark.
Well. Can I just say what an exhilarating show it's been tonight. Mark has been on absolute fire tonight. Helgi, you've been brilliant since you've come on. Jarvis, you've been average. You need to step up your game.
Thank you.
What are you joking? The devilish tactic.
You know, you're dragging me down, Stu, so it's just the way it is.
I know.
Yeah,
I have to watch the first half. After we end the stream, I'm going to watch the first half because I missed the first half. So, but as you guys said, it was heated debate and about Ineos and stuff. Or
yes, I need to value. I need to value
stuff.
I'm looking forward to it.
You're the one that cheered me up, Helgi. So thank you for that. Devilish Tactica has been on fire as always. We've got loads of questions. Let's get through them. But Mark, first. The floor is yours.
So my question to everyone, including the chat, is we obviously want to blame the board, everyone involved at Man United for our results. Who is the one manager we can bring in where we will accept the players aren't good enough and stop blaming everyone because it all comes down to results on the pitch? Who's that one manager?
Ancelotti. That's my answer. Ancelotti.
He's mine as well, Stu, just so be aware.
The one manager who can come in and fix this. The hero, the savior.
But when we still fail because we still have the same players, but we will accept it's not on the manager, it's on the players.
That's a good question. I get what you're coming from. Like he's meaning that if we keep losing and stuff, we know it's the board, we know it's the players, but what manager could be here for 2 years and we still won't blame the manager? That's what
we will have to do everything perfect, and that's impossible because, as I said, when you look at football now, we have been critical to Amorim and his setup, the 3-4-2-1, and you know, he exposed a lot of weaknesses with this team. We saw under Fletcher a lot of weaknesses that I remember we saw under Ten Hag and Oli. So it doesn't matter how formation or what strategy you pick because we have too many weaknesses in this squad. It comes down to quality, basically. It's quality. And quality, the only way you can fix quality is coaching and signings. Sign better players. So for me right now, my answer is there's not a person in the world that actually lives or who can come in and do this, you know.
Managers
maybe if we signed Jesus Christ himself as the not trying to be blasphemic, by the way, it's just a
I have a name as
example. But you know, that will be maybe the only person who can come in and make every perfect decision.
Jason himself. Okay, who's your name?
I don't know what I know a little bit about Jarvis, what he thinks, but one manager I would never blame for anything is Conte.
Conte, yeah.
My favorite manager in the world.
Yeah, Bombay likes it. I do have a question, a bit of a rhetorical one here, by the way, because it's there's no real answer to it. But we talk about coaching all the time, and I bring this up all the time as well. What the fuck are we supposed to coach somebody like Bruno Fernandes that we know about the game? I mean, what does he know about the game that we need to coach him? I don't get it. Casemiro.
I agree.
You know, that's and I play the game, as you all know. So does Mark. Mark's a coach. Jarvis is a coach. I'm a coach. You know, and it's, you can mold youngsters, but what can you do to somebody like Bruno? It's only it's a rhetorical question anyway, isn't it? It's a rhetorical. Anyway, guys, great question.
What would Mark answer on his own question, by the way?
Mine's Ancelotti as well, because I think he's done everything, he's won everything, and if he's failing at Man United, and he didn't fail, I totally agree, he never failed at Everton. If you know what was going on at Everton at the time and why he had to walk away from the club, I can't continue to keep sacking managers when we keep the same players. Luke Shaw's seen out 7 managers now. This will be his 7th manager on the club.
Yeah, he's got it. Got to have seen 7. Yoro's seen 2.
That's what I'm saying. You've got to start calling out the players and not just the board.
Yeah, great. Okay, let's get into the questions then. Trevor says very quickly, yes or no around the table, if you don't mind, guys. Would you take Alonso? Helge, we'll start with you.
No.
Okay, brilliant. Mark?
If I believe the club was going to stay with the wing-back formation, then yes, but I don't think they are.
Okay, and Jarvis?
I would take Alonso. Yeah, I would take him because I think he's a up and coming, but he's a hipster manager. So I know I'm a hypocrite by saying this, but also I think he did really well in the Bundesliga, winning the league unbeaten by Leverkusen. The only game he lost was that European League, Europa League final against Atalanta that season, and they actually did brilliant. He has produced a lot of players, you know, the Grimaldo and the Liverpool guy now, the winger Frimpong, and and also, you know, coming in, I think the table is set for a back three. We have trained in the back three now for 18 months.
Back, though.
So you know, I think he would just prolong what Amorim has started.
I would say
definitely he would need backing right away.
Yeah,
a midfielder and a wing back.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But for me, I really rate him. I really rate him. So I just wanted to say that it doesn't have to do with his quality. It has to do with my favorite team in the world, except for United, is Juventus. I watch every game for the last 20 years. I would take him at Juventus every day of the week. So I just want to say it has to do with the affiliation of Liverpool. I would take Fabregas for some reason, but I won't take Alonso because of the affiliation. And maybe I'm just stupid and biased, but I don't like the thought of it.
Yeah. No, it's fair comment.
Well, if we bring in Michael Carrick, he's bringing in Woodgate, who's captain of Leeds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Wilcox, who has been at City, Blackburn, and Leeds, and Barada at City.
I think managers is maybe a bit different. I would take Alonso because he's available now. I wouldn't dick it back to the summer, but that's just me. But Ancelotti would be my preferred choice. I like the question. It's raised more debate than I thought it would. So that's what it's all about. Okay. What do we have here that we haven't spoken about? Because I want to go through the questions that we haven't spoken about first. What is the best colour for a mankini? Asking for a friend. Mark, you've got 4 mankinis. You sent me pictures of them. What would be your favourite colour out of yours?
Markini.
They're not mankinis. They were slingshots.
Oh, there were slingshots.
So fluorescent yellow or fluorescent green, just so you don't lose them in the dark.
Absolutely. Jarvis?
I can actually see Mark as Dennis the Menace, you know, the guy with the slingshot, you know, always doing pranks.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. That's Mark. My favorite color is actually blue. So, I have to go with blue.
And Helge?
Or Baywatch red. I don't know.
My favorite color is
purple.
Purple.
Oh, purple Mancini. Well, obviously, I've got a few Mankinis, but my favourite one is my Union Jack one, as Trevor knows, but he's out there shot, so
What colour did you say?
Union Jack. I like my Union Jack Mancini. So,
what colour did you say?
Pardon?
What colour did you say?
Oh, my favourite colour is blue, as it happens, but my favourite one is my Union Jack one, but my favourite colour is blue. I love blue. Moving on, Bilal, I know you're not in the show, but I'm sure you'll watch that back. Let's have a look. Okay, we have kind of touched on this before, but I think Better Call Ruben 26. I don't know where that name's come from.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah, Better Call Saul. Yes,
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah. What's the best formation to get the best out of these players? Jarvis, you can start with this one.
Yeah, right now, I think it's counterattacking. You play with a low block, wait out, try to transition, play on the quick players, try to utilize Bruno at his best, and hand grenade the opposition with passes on willing runners, and try to exploit the unorganized team when we are transitioning. So I think we have better defenders playing with the low block or mid block, low block. So that's why I'm a little bit sad that we didn't get Ollie in, because I think when we now chose Carrick, I think we are on our way to a mediocre season. I think there would have been a chance, maybe not a big one, but at least like a 15 to 25% chance that Ollie would have succeeded. With Carrick, I only see it like a 5 to 10% chance.
Interesting. Mark, same question for you.
For me, I would stick with the 3-5-2, but play players in their actual correct position. So Shaw would be my left wing back, Dorgu would be my right wing back. You got Ahmad, Sesko. Tell Sesko to run in the box and keep Bruno in the 8, and Cunha. If Bruno and Cunha won't do as they're told, take them off the pitch. Because I think that's what's lacking is the discipline. You're not doing what I tell you. Get off the fucking pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. Helgate?
The narrow 4-1-2-1-2. I would play Casemiro as a sitting midfield, and Mainu to the right, and then Bruno as a left in a 3, because he has proven he can play there in a 3. So Bruno to the left in a 3, Casemiro sitting, Mainu, Cunha as the 10 behind Sesko and Mbumo, like split strikers. I think that would work.
Okay, lovely. You all know my formation, so I don't need to go for that again. Yeah, great question. Better Call Ruben. I hope you're still watching, and I hope that you find the answers good. By the way, I love the film Nobody. Haven't seen Nobody 2 yet, but I love the film Nobody. Jarvis, question for you from Valentine.
Yes.
And Valentine says, Jarvis, could you get Alessia Venazza on the show for the aftermath of United to Chelsea game? She's highly knowledgeable. Eye candy. A sophisticated show like this. I love the eye candy bit. Brilliant.
Alessia, I don't know who she is, but I will write down the name, and it only will cost me an email, so we can try.
We'll try. Yeah. Thank you for that one, Valentine. Helge, you've put a question in, so feel free to ask your question. Mark, it's for you, by the way.
Question: if he takes off his glasses, you're not the first person who says that to me. I've actually had that. I've had that at work.
Oh no, I'm not original.
I'm clean shaven. Someone at work, Phil, used to call me Clark Kent. So
Mark Kent.
Clark.
Yeah, Mark Kent.
Mark Kent. Sorry, I'm sorry, Jarvis.
Jarvis,
where's your Lois Lane?
Stu, have you heard about Jarvis has another channel. It's called Jarvis's Creative Corner. It's brilliant.
He probably has. He probably moonlights for somebody else. He tells me he's faithful to me, but I'm not so sure. I think he moonlights.
He gets around.
Whoa, easy.
Hey.
Great question. We will try that. It's just me, 43. Helge, you can answer this one. And he says, Vinny Jr. was one of Real Madrid's best players yesterday. Why was he taken off? Oh, and Helge's off. He's gone. He's taken himself.
No, I'm here. I'm here. Okay. It's just my cat.
Oh, no problem.
No, that's
what do you
definitely
think?
got
What's your thoughts on that one?
Stu, can I just address something that's going on in the chat? I see a lot of people talk about Woodgate, and
I don't know what's
there was
going
an
on with that,
accusation. Just to clarify the situation before we make up things, he was accused of racist abuse during his career, and in 2004 he was playing for Newcastle, and he was accused of abusing Didier Drogba during a Premier League match against Chelsea.
Yes.
Allegations related to his comments was made on the pitch, but the outcome was the FA investigated the incidents and no charges was brought up against Woodgate due to insufficient evidence, or
I was going to say inconclusive evidence.
It was inconclusive. So at least on this channel, we gotta treat people fair, and there was nothing made against him. He was never convicted for anything. So I'm just saying this as something so people are aware, because we can easily just put out things, but I think we just gotta stay true to the facts. But I'm not saying he did it or didn't do it. I'm just saying what's out there.
No, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, look, it was unsubstantiated. Jarvis is absolutely correct. But Woodgate will go down forever as the finest Real Madrid debut in the history of football, and that's all you've got to think about. The greatest debut in the history of Real Madrid football. Helge, what do you think of this particular one? Vinny Jr. was Real Madrid's best player yesterday, but why was he taken off?
Very easy answer, I think. The manager knows. The manager has his own. Yeah. They always have the reason. Is it the right reason? I don't know, but everything is just speculation. It's hard to know the answer, because some things, like all of us have played football and coached football and everything, sometimes you see things on the pitch that you may not see on the TV. So people are like, why did he? Yeah, but you don't always notice everything. You don't know everything about. Yeah, so probably something. But yeah, I don't like Vinny, but I rate him. But I know I'm a personality type of guy, like in life and with football. So I can hate. Not hate is a strong word, but I can dislike a good player because I don't. Yeah, when I love football because it's a team sport. So I would never have C words in my team. I want. But I don't want nice lads. But there's a difference between a Roy Keane and a Vinny. Yeah. So no, I don't like the whole thing about Vinny. The poor me, blame me. I feel like he antagonizes. No, he is insinuating things, and then people get angry at him, and then he throws around the poor me thing. But yeah, that's another conversation.
No, I agree. Well, thanks for that, Helge. That's well answered. Here's a good one, Mark. Boxing Straight Talk. I hope you're still watching. If the next permanent manager fails, will this be the last we see of Ineos? Great question.
It certainly should be, but it won't be, will it? Because they can't be forced to get rid of. Well, actually, so many angles to come at that when you think about it, Stu. Yeah. You are right. Is it a good question? Because it could force Glazer's hand. We tried to bring money in, it's fails, and now we're going to have to sell the whole thing because we can't bring another investor in like we brought in Ineos. We can't sell any more shares. So I think if we don't bring in a big name manager, Ineos will be okay. If we go for a big name as like your Tuchel or someone like that, and they fail after 2 years, then we've got to be looking at a full takeover, and the Glazers would have to go. And that's from their point of view. I'm trying to put my mindset in a business thing going, I can't get any more money into this club, so therefore we're not going to be able to take any more out. And they need it for the Buccaneers to keep them relevant. So that's my answer, really. It is all dependent on that manager.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one to answer. I agree with you on that one, Mark. Yes, yes, yeah. Well, yeah, we've only got a couple of questions actually, Jarvis, left because a lot of the ones we've already answered earlier on in the show. So Jamie's asked me a question. I haven't got a heated mattress, no, but I didn't know you could get one actually, so I might consider that. I've got. We have just bought a brand new Emma mattress. I mean, it's fucking unbelievable. I mean, it really is fucking unbelievable. But I didn't know you could get a heated one. But I'll look into it.
I've only just found out you can get a Simba duvet. You know, you got a Simba mattress. You can get Simba duvets to go on top of it, weighted duvets.
Yeah, you can get an Emma. You can get an Emma one apparently. Yeah. So I might just have to have a go on that. But no, I will look into that, Jamie.
Can I have a question? Can I have a question for? Can I have a question for you British guys? This is very random. You're going to laugh, but it's just I watch a lot of British like true crime and whatever, and I just why do you call a cigarette a fag?
Helgate. I'm a non-smoker, so I don't have a clue.
But it's so weird. Can I bomb a fag? It's
yes,
just
no, you definitely can. That's where that saying comes from. Yeah, the implications on that saying in English have multiple implications.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a weird one, but that's what we do in England, and it's Stu. You're the master of the words on here. The amount of words we have, what we don't really need.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Okay.
We have some words, Helgate, have got 5 meanings. It's ridiculous. They're spelt differently. Some spelt differently.
My favorite word in English is like preposterous. I love that word.
Preposterous.
Every time someone says it, it feels me like it's like preposterous. Oh, I love it.
You've been watching too much Harry Potter.
Yeah. I was thinking about Harry Potter.
You were. Thanks for that, Jamie. And I promise, mate, I will look into that because I know you know what you're talking about. I'm taking it off. Sorry. We've just got one more question. As I said, the rest of the questions, guys, we've already answered in the show. So thank you for those. But Helga's got a question for me and Mark. Why don't you read it out, Helga?
Read it out.
Read it out. Go for it.
Okay. If I were to jump on the car right now and drive, how long would it take for me to drive to Jarvis without stopping or whatever? Closest wins.
And we're going in hours. We're going in hours.
Stavanger.
Okay.
Yeah, hours.
I'm going to go with 7.8 hours.
And Mark?
I'm going to go with higher because I reckon it's more than double that. I reckon it could be close to like a day's drive.
Mark's going to go with 7.81.
I genuinely think it could be like 20 hours, knowing how big Norway is.
Ding, 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 ding. Mark is the winner. It's 22, almost 23 hours of straight driving.
Yeah.
Norway is thin but long. That's what she said. But yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
I think point to point, it's like 30 hours to drive from the top to the bottom or something like that. Or
I think you are wrong. You are wrong, Helgi, because I just did the Google Maps thing and it said 27 hours.
Wow. Where is it in the Bodø?
27 hours. So it takes.
Either way, I'm still closer than Stu's 8 hours.
Aren't you from
It's more than 2,000 kilometers, by the way.
Isn't it Bodø you live?
No, further up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put Jarvis back in the hot seat.
Yes, I will go in the hot seat.
I would like to say some of the questions again, absolutely brilliant. It's been a tough week for Manchester United and our fans, and I think those questions have been absolutely brilliant. We were asked a load of questions earlier, but we've spoken about Carrick, we've spoken about formations, we've spoken about a lot of the other questions. So I just wanted to get questions in we haven't spoken about. So keep getting your questions in during the week, and we'll always answer them, as you well know.
We're not done yet, guys. We're not done yet. I have one more topic
I'm
before we
hand over
go.
to Charles.
You know, I know it's a little bit of a sensible topic, and you know, that's why I mentioned this, because this news came out today, and it's about Jonathan Woodgate, and Michael Carrick would like to bring Jonathan Woodgate to Manchester United as part of his backroom staff, backroom team, and we know Woodgate from his time at he started at Leeds and then Newcastle, and then he went to Real Madrid, and then he came back to Newcastle again, or Middlesbrough. Yeah, okay. And you know, he's been in Carrick's coaching team since 2022 at least, and been part of his team in Middlesbrough. So they work together closely for many years now. So my question is now, I'm not going to say it out loud, but we know what we're talking about. You have read the comments in the live chat. He's been accused of things, and but he's never been convicted. He's only been accused. And we know Man United is a shit show when it comes to journalists, when it comes to fans. We have a big fan base, a lot of people talking, and you know, we know about the Greenwood incident. So actually, my question is not particularly on Woodgate. But I want to ask, how do you think the implications would be if we bring in a guy like him with his controversies, even though he hasn't been convicted for anything? He has controversies, and as a club, how do you think it will affect us? Is it a wise move? Is this a red light? Should we steer away from it?
He's been coaching since 2017. So, and he's been at Middlesbrough, Bournemouth, and a few other places. So it hasn't affected him there. But Jarvis, I get your point. We're Manchester United, and you're under the microscope more than you ever will be at any other club. I don't have a problem bringing him in. You ever seen what Conte's done as a manager and said as a manager? Some of the Italian managers, they've been racist and thingy to live on TV. Do you know what I mean? You've seen it, especially in the Spanish leagues as well. So
you had the Canio incidents, for example. He's been a coach,
and Lazio had their first non-white debut in like 2018, and they were founded by Nazis in Rome. So that's
no, it was fascists, but you know, but that's
fascists.
Yeah, but you know, but how does this affect Man United?
All he's got to do is threaten to sue him, and he's sue.
Yeah, look, for me, and I'll be really candid with you guys. I hate racism in any form.
Me too.
I look at people in their eyes. I don't care what their skin color is, how they speak, or anything of that nature. People are people. We bleed the same and we hurt the same. And I hate racism. I just hate it. And I said, I've said before, and I'll say it again, there's no room for racism. There's no room for wife beaters, women, you know, men who hit women, child molesters. There's no room for these in the country. And I hate racism with an absolute fucking passion. Okay, let me be clear about that. Would we want John Terry at the club? Absolutely no, we fucking wouldn't. And you know, we know what happened with him. Supposedly, again, we know he was convicted over the Ferdinand incident. He maintains his innocence to today, because he will do, because it's a slur on him and his family name. I think it's utter bollocks that somebody would even attempt that. He was, I mean, we've seen Steven Gerrard punch a guy, haven't we, on camera, and he got away with it. It happens in football. They seem to get away with it.
Carragher spitting.
Yeah, would they just do it? Salah was being really horrible. You know, we've seen it. Our own players, we know our own players, and I think we've got a obligation as a person and a human being to absolutely fight against it. I really do. Ultimately, can we do anything about it? No. Would we want him at Manchester United? I don't think he's great. I think he had an okay managerial stint at Bournemouth, and he won 6 out of 7, got them promoted or into the playoffs, but he's done nothing since.
Well, he's gone back to only being a second. But when he finished playing, he actually went into scouting for Liverpool in 2016.
If you go by the way that you want to be treated as a man and a human being, then maybe you look the other way, because he's trying to, or has resurrected his life and tried to put that behind him, or maybe he hasn't. We don't know. I think it'll split opinion in the fan base, rather like Mason Greenwood has split opinion in the fan base. I don't want him anywhere near the fucking football club. I despise rapists and people who abuse women. I despise them. Abusers. We'll call it abusers. But I despise racists at the same time. So it's a tricky one for me. I personally don't think he's Manchester United quality anyway. So why would we want him? But if Carrick wants him, maybe we have to accept that. It doesn't give you the right answer at all, and I get that.
It's just your opinion, It's not a right or wrong answer. It's an opinion.
Can I just say
so
something?
What I will say about Woodgate is he's not a Roy Keane, but he's in the sort of mould of what we ask of Roy Keane. Say it as you see, take no shit, sort of call out. I sort of feel like we need people like that coming into our club, because as fans, we're like, well, if they do say it, I'm going to believe it. But, it's like putting that hand grenade in the room and walking out, isn't it? Like, you're asking for trouble, just being linked with him.
I would consider, just one sec, please, Alga. I would consider Roy Keane's probably overstepped the mark in that way at some point.
Yeah.
That's all I would say. I don't know it, but I would suggest he probably has. And other players have probably done it, and we don't know anything about it. That's all I would say. Sorry, Helga.
Yeah, no, obviously, like I said, I do music, so I'm kind of a very emotional type of guy, and I actually got a bit wet in my eye when you spoke there, Stu, because I think that was beautiful, because I'm trying to think of how to word it, but everyone says they don't like or hate racism, but I get what you're saying. You're not saying you hate racism, you're saying you hate racism, despise. And I think every word you said was so actually, even though I'm not of a different even though I'm white, it was very beautiful. So I just wanted to say that. But for me, no way, Jose. Even if it was, let's say it was Zidane's assistant and they won 5 Champions League, I wouldn't think about it. I wouldn't. If it's exactly what we need, I don't care. Because the thing is, wasn't it allegations and it didn't get whatever? But there's
been several incidences, and
but
the media knows.
For me, the case, but for me the case is there are photos, evidence of that guy's broken nose. He was severely beaten. So even if a technicality or some witness withdrew, or I don't care, as long as it's the same with Greenwood. It didn't get convicted. So but he isn't convicted. No, okay, so those photos didn't happen then. So that's the case for me. If it was a he said, she said type of thing, and we don't know who to trust, then I might give it a bit of leeway, because there is a lot of fake information at the time. But you can't fake being totally beating up. And he was chased. It wasn't just Woodgate, it was Lee Boyer as well. They were chasing that guy, and he was a young student. And he has pictures of himself.
I have to say allegedly.
Okay.
Because,
allegedly.
Yeah,
I agree. So allegedly, there are police have photos of broken nose, of broken bones, and everything. So for me, it's I don't want to be super political correct, because it isn't about that. It's just the character of a human being is just. I wouldn't let them go do my grocery shopping. Let's put it that way. So that's my opinion. But I respect everyone's opinion. But I just say it isn't a he said, she said, and it isn't like they didn't have evidence. It was allegedly then not convicted of something we don't know. But yeah, you can't fake injuries like that. He didn't allegedly beat himself up. So no way, Jose, for me.
So Helga, I'm obviously I believe you're young. You're the youngest out of the four of us. There's a thing in football, especially in the UK. Footballers can do whatever they like. They will always have been, and they pretty much always can do. Stu, do you remember the Vinnie Jones incident with his neighbour? Living daylights out of his neighbour. Pictures went through court, convicted, and we still talk about Vinnie Jones as he's a British ex-football hero now and gone into the, multi-million-pound films and things like that. The guy beat a 70-year-old guy to black and blue over him parking on his driveway.
Can we just point out, Mark, Harry Maguire still has got to go to.
Harry Maguire's still got charges in. He probably can't go to Greece.
But Mark, is Vinnie Jones the? Have I seen him in films?
Yes, that's a Vinnie Jones.
Did he do that?
Lock, stock, and two smoking barrels.
Oh my God!
Front page of all the British newspapers, everything, and convicted. That's not alleged. That's fact, and it still gets to go on. Unfortunately, the world we live in, we hold people to too high a level and let them get away with it. That's not me saying it's acceptable, but we also need to accept the fact that if we don't all change, it will always continue. So, going back to the original question, Man United's stance must be, we've got this stance against Greenwood, so that's the stance. Woodgate cannot be employed.
Imagine if United players stand in like 6 months or whatever. We stand with the photo take before a game. Say no to racism. You get what I'm saying? We can't have that guy on this. Seriously.
Well,
but Jarvis's question was also, I feel it was two parts. It was, would you kind of do it? And he said also a kind of thing that, will it be blown up type of thing? And my answer to that is, I think if we do well, no. If we do bad, yes.
I think blown up before he even stepped focused on. As soon as he's announced as part of the coaching staff, it would be blown up. We wouldn't even have a chance to put a result. It would be blown out of proportions, and I can totally see how. Imagine,
and this is playing kind of devil's advocate, or not devil's advocate, but imagine all of us are white. How would like Stu and me, how we spoke and how we feel? Imagine being a black or whatever person.
Imagine being in Burma or Ahmad or someone like that walking in.
But just a fan. But just a fan. What? Because I have never experienced racism, but a lot of my friends are from different countries. And when I hear about how they have been treated since they was a kid, I sometimes cry when they tell me things. It's so hurtful. And then for our club. So I was just imagining, I'm a United supporter. I love this club with all my heart. I would feel so betrayed and so hurt. It's like the women in the women's team at United, or if you are a female United supporter and we would have got Greenwood back, how would they feel about the? So you get what I'm saying? So
guys, I love this debate, but it's a very tough debate to have.
I was going to say who we're going to replace Woodgate with in his coaching staff.
We got to be careful of how we address this. It's humans implemented in all of this, and there's been allegations. Have been no accusation. There have been accusations, but no one has been convicted. We are talking about things that's allegedly and rumors and hearsay, and we have reports from the British media on this, but no one has been convicted. My problem with this is when we sit here night after night, Stu and I mostly do the shows, we talk about football, and at the end of the day, football is a trivial thing. It's not life and death. It's for entertainment value. And speaking about values, and I think when you have a football club like Man United, you have to have a base of values to go into this, and where do we want to put our stance? Where do we want to stand in all of this? And I think we as a football club now, Man United, we are a brand, we are a corporation, a business, but at the end of the day, it's about people, and I think with our values, we should say no to a guy like Woodgate. And also, I think it's a minefield, and Ineos right now shouldn't step into that minefield because it can blow up in their faces. And I think that's also where one of the issues lies. I think we will leave the debate with this. We can talk more about it another time.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Could I ask you guys a question before? Could I ask you guys a question before we leave?
Not about this. We are 1 hour, 2 hours, 24 minutes. I know we need to wrap it up.
Maybe you have talked about this before. So sorry if but the Carrick Solskjaer thing that he was kind of leading, and then Carrick took it over, and the difference is that Solskjaer wanted to bring his own backroom staff, and Carrick wants to just have everyone there. Do you think there is a bit of saving money thing in the thing, or has that made a factor?
Yeah, Jarvis mentioned that right at the beginning of the show.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. Jarvis spoke about it at the show, Helge. If you go back and watch on that,
I'm going to watch it afterwards.
He's made that point.
The heated stew, the microwave heated stew. I'm going to watch.
Yes. I'm sorry about that. Again, I apologise about my
sorry.
It was it's unlike me, but I've just had enough of it.
But it's okay. It's okay to have a rant and speak of mine. We have 65 likes at the moment, so if you haven't, please do us a favor and smash the like. We have been slaving in the kitchen for almost 2.5 hours right now. Before we wrap up the show, I wanna thank Rushmano for the gifted memberships, 10 of them. I am Titanium Bilal. He donated 1 super sticker, £1, and a £2 super chat. So thank you so much. We also have had Helge, the legend, sitting below me here, bringing in 4 super chats.
4 super chats.
Big donations for the channel. And also we had Dark Wolf Mixology coming in with the £2 super chat. So thank you so much, guys. And you don't have to give super chats. We appreciate it. We are glad that you are helping out the channel. But the most important thing is that you smash the like, get involved, watch the show, leave a comment, and give us your opinion also, because this is what we have, a community. And I would say probably one of the best communities out.
The best.
You guys are the best.
Mark's grown his channel as well, the United Lens. Mark, do you want to tell people where they can find you?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know. Big boy thing.
Yeah.
So we're looking to do 3 shows a week. It's very hard. I'm waiting on news one, like what we've done tonight. It's a bit hard right now to do a news show because when there's you'd be doing one daily, wouldn't you? But I'll be live on Friday doing my preview for the City game, hopefully with some good news by then. And then either Saturday evening or afternoon, depending on what the other kickoffs are, doing a review. So about 3 shows a week. You can also catch me on TikTok, also on United Lens. But yeah, it's going great. Thank you very much for sending people over the other night. Not sure what that privilege thing was, Stu.
Now.
So, but yeah, it's going in the way going forward. I've got a lot of years to build a channel up, put it that way. So it's not an overnight thing.
The most important thing is just having fun with it. It's like my music. It takes time. A lot of my colleagues in the music business, they are like, they want to get views, they want to make every song a hit, but I say just enjoy the music, make music, and what will happen will happen. You have to enjoy what you're doing every day, or it's no point of doing it. So
yeah, I've got to stop putting my foot in my mouth on my show. Some of the boys in the chat here earlier was saying, like Danny and that, the amount of times I make a sexual innuendo and I'm thinking, shouldn't have said that. Like, waiting for someone to go click.
Yeah,
But then again, that might grow the channel. You never know. It might help it. It's a bit of something goes viral. Can you believe this idiot said this?
Grower, not the shower. Grower, not the shower.
Yes,
Yeah.
I get that a lot. So that idiot said that, but we love what we do, don't we, pal?
We do. You know, it's a brilliant community, and you know what we have created here is it's a big part of our lives, and it's because of you guys. You know, we could have been no one tuning in, but you know, I'm so happy that we have a good community. We have a steady view on the channel, like from 500 to 1,000, depends on the shows, but. You know, you are always here, and you leave comments, and you make the channel alive. But guys, girls, we are 2 hours 30 minutes into the show, so it's time to wrap it up. We will be back probably Thursday night doing a preview on the
Manchester preview, won't we? Thursday, yeah. I mean, if anything happens tomorrow, maybe we could jump on for half an hour, can't we? Tomorrow
if
night.
Anything happens, if anything officially is announced, maybe we will do a quick one, but. Press that bell notification and you will get a notification every time we go live. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Helge. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Stu. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one, and we will see you on the next. Have a good night. Bye-bye.